Oh, shoot.
Draft like live stream or whatever.
Draft party.
There you go. Welcome in, everybody. Another lot. Now, why'd you put me on this side? This is the wrong
my
side,
bad.
dude.
See, look, that was my mistake. Sorry.
Dude,
you know
you've been
what?
off for a little while. You forgot which side you belong on and everything, brother. But welcome in, guys, to another live draft party. 410 Sports Talk. Of course, Glenn Martin here with my co-host James Haskell and DK and Brad helping us out in the background. We got a long evening ahead of us and a lot of exciting guests, which I'm super excited about. Our first of which is going to be joining us just in a few moments here. But Jimmy, first and foremost, how you feeling? The draft is finally here. Isn't it odd that even though it feels like it was so far away that it somehow snuck up on me, Jimbo?
So weird that I was just chatting to the other guys as you were setting up that the draft was 6 minutes away. Now it's less than a minute away. And I'm excited to talk about it. And as the draft starts, Glenn, we kind of turn the page into New Year. It's official. I know that other things kind of turn that page as well, free agency, things like that. But this feels like the real thing, right? Like this is actually it. With that being said, shout out to intern Brad for the rebranding here, as you guys will see on the outside of the show, amongst other things and contributions that we'll have, whether it's in social media, here on the show in the background. This episode itself, or this show, in fact, is going to be really cool for a few reasons. One, DK and Brad have set up a lot of I put a lot of work into our competition, so make sure you guys stay tuned. We're looking forward to our guests. Make sure you guys submit our competitions. Check out anywhere on social media. You can see how to do so. Check out our YouTube as well. You can also see the submissions. So I'm looking forward to it big time. Logistically, DK, Evan said that he can't find the link. Did you put the link in the okay, I'm going to let him know you're emailing it to him right now. Is that cool? Okay, cool. We're live here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it works.
That's right. What's going on? Kai is ready, and it's 4. What is it, 4 or 5? Which one is it, Kai? Which one is it? Looks like he's up early over in London. What's going on? Appreciate you coming out. Whiskey Horseman, thanks for coming. Yeah, you know what? My brother took a bit of a sabbatical from football since the AFC Championship as well, Whiskey. So you're not alone there. Robin Hood. I don't know if Bateman's getting traded. I don't know. I don't think so. Not
I think that ship has sailed.
Well, look, I saw smoke. I thought fire. I'm not that embarrassed by me assuming that a wide receiver might talk his way off the team on draft night. It's not like it hasn't happened in very recent history, but yes, it looks like I was incorrect in my assumptions. But I will say this: when the first trade news, I don't think he's going anywhere, but I don't think that extension would scare teams off.
No,
he's going anywhere.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just means that there's mutual interest to see. This is to me like an engagement ring.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a wedding ring.
Yeah.
It's like
it's better than a promise ring.
Right. Like there's a commitment here, right? Like we're engaged. We've moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like let's figure this thing out, type thing.
Yeah.
No nuptials, but the next best thing.
I got you.
Now this is the real question, Glenn. What are you watching? Are you watching NFL Network? Are you watching ESPN?
I'm on ESPN right now. I got Booger on the screen here.
Yeah.
I think Mel was up there a second ago. I think he's still up there.
Mel.
I think Lewis Riddick is on there as well. So we got a bunch of the old guard, as I like to say. They've been around for a long time, but yeah, it's I think they're all virtually the same. And it's just depending on which characters you like to listen to. I love me some Mel Kiper. So I love, and it doesn't hurt that he lives in the same county as me. Does he live
in Harper County?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, just a little north.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Kiper Jr. Man, I'm so excited to get into this. Well, let's talk about this draft a little bit as we're waiting for Evan to pop on. I know that he's going to pop on in a few minutes. I know there's some general questions. All of you guys that watch the Ravens, of course, watch the NFL as a whole. So, I mean, I think there's some questions related to the Ravens. The draft from basically pick 2 down is going to have an impact on the Ravens, like a residual effect. So it'll be exciting to talk about all that, as the draft moves forward. But while we got him here, we want to take advantage of every minute, and we appreciate him hopping on. With no further ado, the one, the only, Evan Washburn. Welcome to the show, man. How are you doing? Hold on. Let's get you in there. Oh, see, there we go. Messing it up. There we go. Evan, how are you?
I'm doing well, guys. Good to be with you. Happy draft night.
Likewise. You finally got a night off. These are few and far between.
It's true. This is one of the few NFL big events, but that I'm not there for, and I'm fortunate for that. But I will say, watching it, I just caught the beginning of it before coming upstairs to catch up with you guys, and there is some jealousy there. But having said that, and I'm sure you guys have hit on this, it does strike me every time. People can talk about ratings and the amount of people that watch and consume NFL content. If you need to explain the devotion for this league and for this sport, put this event on screen or on, send them a link, whatever it might be, because to see the amount of people on site, I understand watching it, but to be on site for what at its core is a man going to a podium and announcing names, and only 13 actual people will walk across that stage. That's what all this is for. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's a great point. I'll tell you what, I'm hopeful that Baltimore gets their shot at it here soon. I think it'd be really, look, if Detroit gets a shot, we deserve a shot.
I mean, come on.
I agree. I think I can't remember who I was talking to. It was somebody that was associated with the team, and I think initially we were talking about Baltimore's bid for hosting World Cup, and that didn't go through. But it was a learning experience and what goes into pitching for these events. If we can get the Inner Harbor figured out and the next generation of that, I know plenty of developers have their eye on how to do it. If that can get figured out, I think there's no doubt we would host a draft at some point.
Man, that would be absolutely awesome. I'll tell you what, it was fireworks seeing Mo down there make his pick. Of course, obviously you were right there, and that was so cool. I was right there to watch it. That was absolute. That was theater, and it's a really incredible moment. So hopefully we get a lot more of that moving forward.
No doubt. Yeah, that was a small taste of what that could be. And that was for one team on one day over the course of 3 days, encompassing the whole league. I think Baltimore would be a great home.
Absolutely.
No doubt. I'm hoping for one All-Star weekend coming back into Oriole Park as well. It's been far
That'd be good. Long. How long ago was that?
I think 94. I think it was it's definitely mid-90s, which is insane to think about. But but I do want to get your take on just some round one draft questions here. I've seen some people are expecting fireworks in this first round, Evan. Like, I've seen people predicting up to double-digit trades in just this round alone, which would, I think, be a draft day record for the first round to get up to 10 trades. Is that something you're expecting, you're hearing? Are you expecting the chaos that everyone else seems to be?
I think we all hope for chaos because, again, going back to that initial point, there's no ball here. There's no quarterback actually throwing a touchdown. There's no big hits. This is, at the end of the day, a transactional conference in a lot of ways. So the one way to create what feels like drama, tension, surprise, excitement are those trades because they're unexpected. We know at this point where everyone's slotted once you have movement. So I think some of this is hope on our end from a media side, and then I'm sure the consumers, the fans as well. I expect there to be movement maybe more so than normal. I don't know if it's going to hit some record based off the desperation for having what feels like a really deep quarterback group here at the top, and then a number of what are being described as potential difference maker, Pro Bowl caliber, possible Hall of Fame caliber wide receivers. So I think you couple that also with a healthy group of offensive linemen, and those things will create, to your point, the movement, the trades, and the excitement.
Yeah, and I also think, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like as the league moves forward, there seems to be some assimilation between the NBA and the way they operate and the NFL and the way they're starting to operate in that the players are seeming to figure out how to manage their leverage, figure things out. There's more trades and stuff. So I think there could be a little bit of that as well, in that there's so many trades and stuff like that on the NBA draft day that while they're certainly different leagues, I could kind of see some of that shading that way, continue to trend that way. as players kind of they request trades the night before, or things like that.
And I'd also say as much as it's players and as you're describing it, maybe that empowerment feel, I also think front offices have just become incredibly, one could argue maybe at times overly analytical and playing the game of, if I can maximize my position by going back 2 spots to grab a 4th round pick or a 5th, all that becomes as exciting for those groups as sometimes selecting a player. Because remember, and I find this interesting, we're obsessed with the season, what happens on the field. And there's a whole operation happening within the building. So to use the Ravens and who you guys cover on a day-to-day basis as an example, while Harbs and his staff and all those players, those 53-plus players, are putting in work every day, there's equally as many people that have really nothing to do with practice that day or the weight room that day or the game plan for that Sunday that are working around the clock for today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Mm-hmm. And look, free agency is part of this as well, building out the roster, all those things. But this is their Super Bowl. These are their playoffs. These are their biggest moments. So I think that also is part of the sauce as they become more aware of the options, whether it be analytical, the input that they get from so many different voices. It can lead to some of the movement that you now see in the draft.
Yeah. I think what's also kind of crazy about this draft, we talked about the trades and how how it could get kind of explosive. It's also seemingly, I wanted to ask you this, Evan. They're projecting this could be the first draft ever where not a single defensive player is taken in the top 10, which would be kind of, which is shocking to think about. But I guess my question is that just a reflection of this year's draft class and just happens to be a more offensive leaning draft class, or is this a reflection of how the offense is kind of taking over in the NFL and becoming a more, more of an offensive league?
Well, it's definitely becoming more of an offensive league, but that also has increased the value of defensive players that impact, especially the quarterbacks. So pass rushers, corners at times, because what they can do in the pass game. But I think this is one of those situations where, and you see this, it's, I don't know if cyclical is the right term, but it seems to me year in and year out, one position group or one side of the ball dominates. And it feels like in recent years, we've just seen defense kind of take that mantle. Look, quarterbacks are always going to be the most talked about position in the draft and often overvalued and the most valuable position. And this year just seems to be a situation where it's not that there's not good defensive players, but the value and the players that are coming into this draft with the most value, the most potential to be difference makers out of the gate are quarterbacks, wide receivers, and offensive linemen. So that seems to be a situation where those guys often get overvalued. So now they actually, it would appear, are worthy of their value. So they're definitely going to dominate the first, as you mentioned, 10, possibly 15 picks.
Yeah. So Evan, this is what I got to know. The draft officially kicked off a few seconds ago, right? Like it's Roger Goodell got up there, got to the
clock
podium.
Is ticking.
Yeah, it's real. Put your guessing hat on. You're Eric DeCosta. How do you think this thing plays out for the Ravens? They're not going till 30, so they're going to have to sit and wait and see how the board falls. But if you had to give some sort of a prediction from a position standpoint, where do you think the Ravens end up going with this first pick?
Well, look, I think two things are important to note if you're a Ravens fan watching the draft and watching you guys all night. That yes, they don't pick till 30, but that doesn't mean they're just hanging out waiting until 30. I mean, all front offices and draft rooms right now are active the entire time. But I think Baltimore's developed a reputation for good reason to being as engaged in the possibilities and the projections and how they can best, again, maximize where they are. So I think that starts right now. It starts at 1. Look, Caleb Williams is going to be the pick for the Chicago Bears. They know that. We know that. But it starts at 1. It starts at 2. And then, as I would say, more importantly, the quarterbacks go off the board and it becomes about the offensive lineman, which is a position of definite need for Baltimore. But I can't tell you, and you guys know this, you've covered this team for a number of years, you're living and breathing every day. I feel like, and it started with Ozzie, and he's still involved, and DeCosta's taken this on. Yes, they have needs, but trust me, that in the first round, they're going to take the best player available that they can find. And if that means it's at 30, great. If it means maybe they do something to get themselves in a better position, if there's somebody they feel like has slipped to a spot where they can get to without over leveraging themselves, or which we've seen, and look, it's tough when you only got one round and one night in terms of the excitement. But
don't say it, Evan.
Trade back because they find that, like, hey, we can again enhance our overall draft here by going back, picking up a pick, and still getting the guy. So that's what I think is happening right now in that room as this thing kicks off. When it comes to positions, and we can dive into this deeper, but I believe what everyone is saying. If there is a spot where they'd like to add a first-round caliber player, it would be at the offensive line position or corner.
Yeah. And so do you look at, if they do ultimately trade back, do you look at that as a sign that there's still a bunch of guys they really like on the board, or does that a sign that all the guys they liked at 30 are gone?
I'd say that your first sort of version of it. I don't think they're gonna accept defeat, if you will. Like they create scenarios. That's often how they prepare for the draft. So they first build their board. So they have all the players available, where they have them rated, where they feel like they're worthy of being picked. And then they go through mock drafts, not the mock drafts that we read on the internet, but they go through the draft process themselves. So they're consistently putting themselves in the position, what do we do here if this happens? And then they go through it again. And then whether it's via computer or people picking within the office. So they've got scenarios picked out. So to your point or your question, if they feel like they're starting to lose out on, or their group that they've sort of targeted for where they could pick, or that if that group's starting to dwindle, then maybe that is a decision where they've, again, projected or created the scenario. All right, that means we're going to do plan D, where we do trade up to grab that player. And then conversely, if they're sitting, we're at pick, let's call it 19 into the 20s, and they're like, man, all the guys we thought would be available are still available. We could still get who we want, and so-and-so's going to want to get back in because there's one last pass rusher that we don't feel like we value. These are all the things that are happening in that room. But I think it's the buzzword that I often hear is, they're creating scenarios. That they have scenarios. They have, they project. They've gone through their version of the draft so that they don't feel – the last thing you want to feel, I imagine, in a front office, and I feel like in Baltimore this probably doesn't happen very often at all, is you feel like you're caught off guard with something. And I think that's what they're planning for more than ever. Yeah.
No, I agree with you there. I think it ends up being I've said this obviously I have to say this, Evan. Basically, what I pick in the first round is gospel because I'm incredibly accurate for the Baltimore Ravens. I have a wiretap. No, I'm totally kidding. But I think a player ends up falling into their lap in a lot of scenarios. Kyle Hamilton, Terrell Suggs, Glenn talked about in our last show. There always just seems to be a guy that for some reason or another gets devalued for something the Ravens don't consider worth devaluing. And then it fall in their lap. I think they stick and pick, and it'll end up being one of those two positions, to your point. I think it'll end up being tackle. It'll end up being corner. I really like Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. Personally, I hope that he ends up coming to Baltimore. I think it'd be a fun addition to the defense. I think it'd be really, really cool to see him here. But no, man, it's been an absolute blast. The night's just getting started. I think we start off right. You got some family to hang out with, so we don't want to keep you too long. But thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to it, and hopefully we have you on in the future. We can kick it, man.
Yeah, no, always good to be with you guys. Pumped for the success. The show's been awesome. Keep it up, and we'll talk down the road.
Okay, man. Thanks, appreciate it, Evan. Have a good one.
Yeah. Bye.
Nice. Yeah, so I guess offensive line is the consensus.
Common consensus here, yeah.
That and corner.
Well, really quickly, Glenn, though, can we just talk about what's about to happen? Can I just say it again? I'm not a believer in this kid.
Go ahead. Just stare into Caleb Williams because he couldn't beat the Utes. Tear into him.
No, but I mean, but for real, like, I think that this kid is the type of kid that when he's going against guys that are men, not boys.
Yep.
I think what I worry about is right here. Like, what's between the ears? I feel like he's already I don't know. This is like the NIL thing, right? He's already a millionaire. He already lives in the hills in Beverly Hills. Like, I don't know if he has what it takes to lead men, not boys.
Right.
I'm not talking about being the best guy on the field, but taking a team that's full of grown men and saying, follow me. Right.
He might not be ready. Not yet. He might develop that though.
He might, but I'm not betting on it.
You buy into those leadership abilities of because a lot of people say Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback is the best overall player in the draft. When you look at him leading,
here we go. Sorry, you might be ahead of me, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, no surprise. No shocker there.
I gotta say one thing though, as he gets picked, Glenn. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your thought.
No, you're good.
I want to say this because if not, I'm gonna forget it. If you think about the other quarterbacks that have played under Lincoln Riley, right? You got Kyler Murray, you got Baker Mayfield, both taken number 1 overall. Like, those are the two that come to my mind.
Yeah.
You got Caleb Williams. Like, how much of their value was inflated by Lincoln Riley?
Well, I mean, Caleb
because it's
Williams
not like they're having stellar careers, you know?
And he went there specifically because of Lincoln Riley. So yeah, I mean, that you got to take into account. But I guess the same could have been said all those years when people were drafting Alabama guys. Like, look, how much of that is just you being surrounded by the best talent in the country and you being led by Nick Saban? I don't know. I guess that does complicate things. You don't want to knock a guy for that necessarily because he has the best coach. You knock him. Or because he has a bunch of good players around him, you knock him. But it is the reality of it that you're certainly benefited by being surrounded by good players. It makes your job easier. It makes the opposing team not able to focus their attention on you as much. So, yeah. I do think Caleb Williams has got – yeah, I know. My only thing is if he was playing at a different school, would you feel this way?
Why? Because he was at USC? I like USC. Like, I don't have a problem with USC, even though they're in the Pac-12. The old Pac-12. It's really not that. All I'm saying is that there's only a few good defenses you play every year. And so you only have a few opportunities to play against a ton of pro-level guys. And when you put on such a putrid performance, not once, not twice, but if I'm mistaken 3 times, that's a problem for me. It's not like the defense changed.
That's a heck of a coach in Utah, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I mean, dude, if you're a generational talent.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just me being a grumpy old man on the couch.
Well, look, the second pick is as much of a guarantee as the first was. It looks like Jaden Daniels is going to go number 2. Of course, hasn't been announced yet, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Jaden Daniels ends up being the better pro. When you look at him leading college in yards per carry, plus leading in virtually, in so many categories as far as from the pocket as a thrower. You combine those two things. I mean, he's already saying that he's the next, maybe better than Lamar Jackson. We'll wait and see on that one.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Jaden Daniels ends up being better than Caleb Williams. That wouldn't surprise me. Adit says Orioles GM Mike Elias and assistant GM Sig Mejdal, I believe is his last name, are in the draft room. The odds of Cooper DeJean being the preferred pick increased from that news. Why is that? Did they increase because of that news? I'm not sure why that would be. I mean, I don't mind them being in there. Those guys have certainly knocked it out of the park with their last few drafts. But Adit, if you could clarify as to why that means it's more likely that Cooper's going to be here. You're getting Jimmy excited, but we need to know what evidence you're pointing to here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, I can say this though really quickly. The Bears did better than Mitchell Trubisky.
Who?
Mitchell Trubisky. That was an absolute swing and a miss.
Well, it's funny you said it. Who was it? Was just telling the story of he was somebody from the Browns organization. Oh, it was their defensive coordinator, the guy, the Bounty Gate guy. He said that they were this close, that the Browns were this close to taking Mitch Trubisky over Myles Garrett, and that he literally threatened the front office and ownership if they did that, and they stuck with Myles Garrett and took him. Whoever the Bounty Gate DC was, I can't recall his name. Greg Williams, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Greg Williams said that they almost took Mitch Trubisky over Myles Garrett. That would have been brutal.
For real, dude. I got to give a quick shout out real quick. You probably saw this on Twitter, but Vic over on Twitter at Vic2Joel just posted a really cool picture. He's got us on his iPad, the TV on the screen, and then he's got his mock draft on the computer. Shout out, man. We appreciate it. That's super awesome to see. Hopefully you enjoyed having Evan on as well, and we're looking forward to a packed show. Glenn, do you want to talk a little about our competition, dude?
Oh, absolutely. And also, before we even do that, we got to shout out Brad for some rebranding he put together for us. You'll notice a change in our background. You get to see a little bit more of Jimbo and Glenn here, a little bit zoomed in, a little bit more, a little bit less cluttered on the outside here. So you'll notice some changes that are going to be happening. That's all really thanks to Brad. So shout out to Brad Winterling, aka Intern Brad, for helping us out and also helping my old ass create a Twitter account. And if you're not following, you can certainly do so at GlennMartin0 on X. We're still working on Jimmy catching up because I think our Twitters could be really good for shit talking between me and you. And I can't do it when I'm talking to a wall. Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Glenn, I will bury you.
No, bro.
No, I'm totally kidding. I'm not as mean as Glenn.
No, that's not true.
No, Glenn's a nice person, but like, dude can get mean real fast.
You're talking, know.
Like,
there's not a lot of off limits.
He's what's the different levels in fantasy? It's like gold, silver, platinum. Gold. Glenn's a platinum level crap talker. I mean, we're talking about Cooper DeJean level of rarefied air here. That's what we're talking about here. So yeah, I don't stick my toe in that water too often.
Well, you did jump off the top rope on Monday's show on me. You came in hot, bro. Like, came in hot.
Dude, remember when you were talking about Lamar's changing body?
Huh?
Remember you just phrased it wrong when we were talking about how Lamar came and you were like,
he's lost a couple pounds, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
The way you said it was hilarious, dude. That was cracking me up. Oh my goodness. So you think like you said, they're guaranteed here at quarterback. The real question starts at 3 though. But this is the other question because I think this is what's most pertinent to the Ravens. Where does the first tackle go? Is what I got to know from you, Glenn.
I think the first tackle, man, let me see. I'm going to say there's no way a tackle gets by the Chargers. I think the Chargers take a right tackle. I know they got a stud at left in Rashawn Slater, but I think they take a right tackle. After that, I mean, the Giants, it's crazy. We've invested more talent in wide receiver in the draft. Well, nobody's invested more draft capital in the last 5 years than the New York Giants and the New York Jets. And they are always the worst when it comes to pressure rate on their quarterback. So they've been swinging and missing, but I do think they swing again. And, of course, the Titans will most certainly take one at 7. They have to. Let's see. The pick is in for the Commanders.
All right, here we go.
Jaden Daniels, you can talk.
I didn't know.
There it is.
I got people in the background here.
There it is.
Running their gun.
How behind am I? How long ago did your pick happen?
Just now.
Okay, so I'm not that behind you. So, Glenn, I don't know if you know this, but logistically, you see how I got this going on, dude? I got the draft in one ear. I got the show in this ear.
Well, I got the TV right here.
No, I'm just saying that.
For volume purpose. See, I have people here.
Yeah. No, I was just saying so I don't make noise outside of because my kids are sleeping and I'm in the living room right now. So I can watch it on the TV, but I got the audio in my ear. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you're genius. I've always said that.
I try. Yeah.
I've always said that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you said that. I don't. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Why is my draft tracker not
this
tracking?
Is why Glenn is my friend.
That's one of the many reasons. Yeah.
One of the many reasons. He's a believer in Haskell or Rascal. All right.
Did you say, Kimbo?
I said you're a believer in Haskell or Rascal.
I always have been, always will be.
Dude, yeah. No, I tell you what, I think this is the real deal, though, don't you?
Oh, dude, I think this guy's an absolute stud. He's I'm a little upset because it looks like the Commanders, now that they've gotten rid of Daniel Snyder, might actually start making the correct decisions, and I don't like that one bit. But seeing as though that they're in a completely different conference, and
it's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I would have cared more a while ago because I would have probably had to seen a lot of their team paraphernalia everywhere. But now Ravens gear takes over, and there's no stopping it in the Baltimore area. But for a while, they were still pushing the Redskins to us in the Baltimore area for far, far too long. I think that's why I kind of have a little grudge against them.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's fair. But is it – I'm a little happy for them because they're in the NFC.
Sorry, we got to get in their over-unders, dude.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it. My bad. Hit it, Glenn. Hit it.
All right, so shout out to DK for creating an over-under competition for us. And the winner of the over-under competition that the DK created is going to get some free swag thanks to a good friend of mine, Dwayne, who designed some really awesome clothing and is gracious enough to let us do a giveaway with his clothing. So I'm going to put let me see. Can we get that up on the board here?
Talking about the over-under?
The over-under, the thing you
the
sent.
graphic, DK, is that cool if you throw that up there and then we'll run through it?
Yeah.
And the way you can submit, as always, as DK is putting it up on the screen, is via social media. We're going, of course, you can send it to, you can DM us on Twitter, you can DM us on Facebook, or you can DM us on Instagram. Send that over to us. Maybe and of course, give us that submission, and we will. DK will do it. Oh, my light just died. DK will.
Dude, we were too rushed, dude. It was.
Go through them and determine the winner, of course, as my
look. We were supposed to have him for a half hour. We only have him for 15 minutes.
Yeah. No.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna put this up. Here we go. All right, so as it's shown on the screen, the first over-under is, where is Rome Odunze drafted? Is it over or under 13.5 is the pick spot. So if he gets picked 13 or sooner, it's under. 13 or 14 and later, that would be over. Same thing for Amarius Mims at 19.5. So again, 19 and sooner, that's under. 20 and over, that's over. Okay. Cooper DeJean at 22.5. Chop Robinson, the edge out of Penn State, he sets it at 26.5. So all those guys simply under the first number, over if it goes above that number. Very simple contest there. And then we have some tiebreakers here, and the first of which is total QBs taken in the first round. Over under 5.5 QBs is where it's been placed by DK, which is perfect because this hasn't, there's two picks in, but I think everyone who's paid any attention to the draft knows those two guys were going number 1 and number 2. So no shock there. And tiebreaker number 2, total defensive players drafted in the first round, closest number to the pin. This is going to help break some ties that might be very real in this over-under competition here. I know I've already thought about all these, nailed all 4 of them, and moved on to the tiebreakers. So I don't know about you guys, but I also want to make it heard and said on this screen. And I shared it in our group chat as well. I was the first one to enter my predictions to the over-under. I want that said now. That way when I win, there's no, well, it's because of it. No, it's because of this. It's because of this, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking big brain right here.
Big brain. Oh, geez. If Glenn's the brains of the operation, we are in trouble.
Yes, sir.
Now, something that's important here. Something that's important here is that the picks need to be in ASAP. We'll give it, if it's okay with DK, we'll give it till 8:35. A lot of people have already submitted their picks because it's been up on social media for a while, but get those picks in now. DK's on. What's up, dude? Oh, they're the OG, dude.
All right, it has begun. Surveys have begun.
Good luck, everybody.
DK. Oh, there you go. DK is in and out, dude. In and out. Efficient.
Dang. I didn't. What did he say? I was so distracted.
He said, "Good luck, everybody."
Oh, nice. Thank you. Oh, pick is in.
Yeah, this is. So they didn't trade out. Where are they going? Are they picking Drake, dude?
Drake May.
Ew.
Mitch Trubisky 2.0.
Exactly. Don't do this to yourself. No, I hope they do it because I can't stand it.
There he is, Drake May.
Wait, you're ahead of me.
You have it on your phone? Okay.
You're killing me.
Bro. I ruined it. I'm behind most people because I have a DVR, which means I'm usually behind the live ones. Like my TV upstairs is way faster than this one. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised in the Patriots because they have an opportunity with all like this is his first year under Coach Mayo. Like they had all the opportunity to be patient at quarterback. Oh, excuse me. I don't think this is a patient move at quarterback. I could be wrong. Of course, Drake May. Look, it's funny when you get around draft time, you get reminded by all these fan videos that pop back up, like the fans like crying when they announced the Pat Mahomes pick. The Buffalo fans just sinking down in their seats when they said Josh Allen. So, look, I could be obviously very wrong about Drake May, but
I'm never
everything
wrong.
I'm hearing, well, that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, but no, I have been wrong before, and I could be wrong about Drake May, but I don't think so. It's like what they said in Get Rich or Die Trying, Terrence Howard. I could be wrong, but I'm still right because I could have been right.
There you go. There you go. Look, this is what I really need to know. Dude, where'd he leave his belt, bro? How are you walking on stage with a suit with no belt? You look like a 12-year-old.
I know. That is
what is
dude, I've done that and forgot it and gone to work, and I feel naked without it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What are we doing?
And I don't even need it. They're tailored, but
it just feels weird. Right. It just feels odd. What are we talking about? That's just good luck in New England, my man. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Don says, Jimmy, why do you do Glenn like that? You popped in DK, Glenn, impromptu, just to show to like impromptu show just to let Glenn know his draft was
buns. I love that.
Look, Glenn knows it's all love.
Get some powder on my forehead here, brother. Dude, my barber, by the way, yesterday, who I've been going to for a very long time, she said I was like, clear the air. Am I receding? Bro, she said, yes, bro.
Oh.
She said, no. She goes, no, this was not, it did not go back this far a couple of years ago. Oh, no. Oh, you're lying. And she goes, no, sorry.
Dude, you got to grow the bangs out, bro.
Bro.
I can't tell, Glenn.
Bangs are not it.
I can't tell.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that should be all that matters.
Is there at all, DK, are you hearing a delay at all with us, or is this nice and smooth? Okay. All right, cool. Making sure.
Dude, I'm hungry for real.
Dude, Katie made some mean stuffed shells. Stuffed
I
shells,
like it.
brother.
What'd she put in them?
Well, you got to put ricotta in there.
Got to put some ricotta in there. Throw any spinach in there?
I don't know what, dude. All I know is
you just ate it. You just consumed it. You just consumed it. All right. That's fair. That's acceptable. I'm okay with that.
That's it.
I want some grub.
That's it.
All right. So
you gotta go grab something, dude.
I know.
We got time, bro. We got 4 hours.
I know. So Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. And they're the first.
This is the spot where the trades could start.
That's what I was going to say, because they're the first non-quarterback needy team.
Oh, Adam's on the screen.
Oh, boy. Hold on. I'm behind you.
I don't know what he's saying. But I think he's just trying to just stir up the drama. I don't think he's done anything. I don't think any trades have been made. But basically, the pick is in. So they're not trading. I mean, is it all but guaranteed this is Marvin Harrison Jr.? Is there any chance it's not Marvin Harrison?
Yeah, I guess you're absolutely right. It has to be, right?
I mean, I guess it could be Rome Odunze.
Nah.
But I think it's gotta be Marvin, bruh.
Dude, you know what's so frustrating for me? Is anybody that the Kyler Murray apologists, how many more weapons do you need?
Well, he doesn't have many left. Hollywood's gone. So
I know, but I'm saying throughout his career.
Well, was Larry still there when he got?
No, I think 1 year, but D-Hop was there, if I'm not mistaken.
But not very long. But yeah, you're right. I think he had that year where he was hurt for most of it.
Yeah.
Dude, my man.
For him, that's a big move.
For who?
Hollywood is.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hollywood. They're in the back talking about Hollywood getting to the Chiefs. That son of a gun got his way.
I know.
I was fine with him going to the desert, dude, being stuck, being meaningless over there. But now he got his freaking wish. Same with Big Sloppy. Orlando Brown got his ring. I don't want them to wait. I don't want those guys to wind them way out and then have success. I'm so.
I know.
I'm bitter, dude.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, dude. Yeah, I freaking going to the Chiefs, dude. You saw that though, right? I mean,
we thought that right away, but we knew the Ravens wouldn't trade him there. All right, here we go. Marvin Harrison, no shock.
Wait.
Goes.
Ah, dang it! I'm gonna have to start muting your freaking. You're behind, dude.
You have to speed your connection up, brother.
Look, you're muted. I can't hear you right
BlackBerry?
now. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Man's on a BlackBerry, bruh.
No, it's because I'm streaming. That's why I'm not watching like cable.
No cable.
Wait, your pick has been in for a while? Oh, I'm probably behind. There it is.
How far back are you, brother?
Wait. Oh, okay. I was behind.
You want to say hi or no? I got muted so they can't hear me talking.
I can hear you talking.
You can?
Yes.
Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. Well, they can hear me talking.
Whoa!
I thought I had it muted.
Nah, dude. Good thing you didn't say anything disparaging about me.
I wonder if I've been on the wrong mic then. Let me see here. No, I'm on the right mic. I thought I muted it. Okay, my bad.
All right, so Marvin Harrison's off the board, Glenn. There's no way the Chargers are going wide receiver, even though they need a ton of them, right?
A lot of people are saying the Chargers have to go wide receiver because of the fact that they have none left.
That's because the people don't know Greg Roman. We know that is not true.
That would not be smart. So, obviously, running back being the number one need, they're not going running back.
No, they're getting the best tackle in the draft.
I think they're going tackle, but what if Brock Bowers is just too damn attractive? Because a tight end can eat in that offense.
A tight end can eat. That's a great point. But I think they're going tackle. I think a really good tackle in this offense can be just as valuable as a really good wide receiver.
Yes, I did, bro. Yes, I did. My son's trying to embarrass me on the stream, Jimbo.
Yeah? He's saying you farted or something?
Old stuff, bro. He's talking about old stuff.
Tell him you got the sunglasses on.
He's talking about that old stuff. Huh?
You got the sunglasses on. You're only looking forward or whatever. The future's bright. How's that saying?
Oh, yeah. Future's bright, Cam. Future's bright, bro. I don't look back.
Yeah. Poop stories. That's what DK put in the chat. Glenn's not even embarrassed by those. He'll openly talk about them.
Yeah,
anything to do with bodily functions, like Glenn has no embarrassment. He'll tell you all of it, all the details. He does not care.
I'm an open book.
Yeah, no problem with it at all. Okay, hold on 1 second.
I trusted it, and I was
I'm gonna put myself on mute real quick.
Go for it, bro.
You said it was quick.
Dude.
You're like, it was too fast, bro.
It was so fast. It was absolutely so fast. Hey, what's going on, Joseph? Bring on all the quarterbacks and lots of – see, I don't know about that second part of that. I want all the quarterbacks to go, absolutely, but I want a tackle that if they take him, he can start it right this year, transition to left when Ronnie's gone next year. And Blitzbacker, they better leave Rayshawn at left tackle. He's an all-pro. That would be that would be nonsensical. The only reason you would ever consider that is if you end up with a left-handed quarterback, I guess, and you decide, well, we need you at right because that's now the blind side. That would be the only thing I would assume. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're taking a tackle here. Shuku, Malik Neighbors is really good. Facts. Leak, as they call him, right? What's going on, Tom? Appreciate you coming out. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Let's see here. Is it Kajo581 says, "Sup, boys? Happy draft day. Shout out to y'all for the great coverage leading up to it. My gut says we go with Kool-Aid, but I have a feeling Cooper could fall." Yeah, I think I've seen both those guys mock to us quite often, so it's clear the consensus is we need help at tackle and we need help in the secondary. I would be happy with – I would love to have Kool-Aid. I mean, not just because the name would be awesome, but also we certainly have a need at corner. He can play outside corner. You can never have enough good ones. And Cooper, I'd love to have that guy too. So, yeah.
The reason I get concerned about Kool-Aid is because I heard a description from a few people saying that he can be good, not great. And that concerns me for a corner that is going to be taken. You know what I mean? Like a first-round corner, you want a higher ceiling than that. That gets me a little concerned. I don't like that description.
Certainly. But this isn't like when you say first round. Yeah, it's technically a first round, but I mean, it's 30th. So you got to start.
Lamar was 32, bro.
That's a fact. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. But I'm just saying, it's like a comp pick when they give you the comp 4. It's a 5.
Hey, I got to bust. If there's any Commanders fans on, I got to bust their chops real quick, though, Glenn, because my buddy, you guys, who you know, of course, he's a Utah fan. He's not a believer in Jaden Daniels. He sent me his stat line when he was at Arizona State against Utah. You want to know what it was?
Oh, come on, man.
Guess what his QBR was?
Well, I'm going to guess bad. 40?
12.
12
was his QBR. He averaged, he threw for, guess how many completions in the whole game?
8.
4.
Damn it. I keep trying to guess
Guess
low.
what his average was per completion?
6.
1.4.
Jesus.
Dude. That is not good.
Yeah. Hey, look, did we just do the same thing, DK? I thought I was doing it. I thought I saw on the thing, but you're talking about guess.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Somehow me and DK always hit the button at the same time, dude. It's
always.
So crazy.
It's just tradition now.
What's going on, Jamal? Appreciate you with coming out and appreciate the generosity and the super chat. If you meant to leave a comment, you certainly could, and we'll certainly address it, Jamal. But thank you, sir. Tom Votto says Guyton or Morgan at tackle if both are there at 30. I'm going to go Guyton. I think Morgan's best position is guard. But look, if they take Morgan, which there's been a lot of smoke around him, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they take him. And if they do, that means Joe D signed off on him playing tackle. And if Joe D thinks he can play tackle, that's good enough for me. But I would go Guyton if you're asking me.
I agree with you. I think the point that Cole came on the show talking about Morgan kind of being a tweener makes me a little nervous is fair. Because it's like
even DraftPlex has him as a guard.
Yeah, that makes me a little nervous. When you're what are those bikes called where they're like dirt bikes and road bikes? You know what I'm talking about? They're like they're like enduro.
Everybody has them in the chat because I look at them and I go,
like you're not good at anything.
Got something different.
You know what I'm saying? You're just bad at 2 things. You're not good at one thing.
But I have a Harley, so I could come off as being a snob when it comes.
Yeah,
to
you're
that,
a little bougie.
Well, I have a hybrid bicycle, DK. But I know unless you actually take it off road and do dirt biking stuff with it, then what are you doing?
No. But it's not a hybrid bike though, DK. There's something else that they call it. It's a whole brand of. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
First of all, I better hear it if you drive by me. I don't want to. I want to hear, or I want to hear just what I can't imitate what the sport bikes do, but you know what I'm talking about.
That's my best shot.
There you go. Nah, that was pretty good.
You know me.
What's going on, Jamal?
Hey, I meant to say what's up, fellas. Appreciate it, dude. So nice of you. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. What do you think Marvin Harrison's career ends up being? Think he ends up being a good player? All right, I'm muting you.
I don't like this.
Son.
No, let me just say this. Here's what I need you to do. Go to PFF, Jimbo.
I'm on there.
Pull up the live draft because it's already on here. He hasn't even announced it here. It's already on PFF's live draft counter.
No, that's annoying. I'm not going to do that then.
So I saw it on here and it hasn't even been announced yet on my screen. So you can't
Wait
blame
a
me
second.
anymore.
Is this legitimate? Teams actually called to see if they were trading Justin Herbert. I just saw on the screen.
Oh my God.
Like, what are we talking about? You think that they're going to move on from Justin Herbert, who, by the way, is sneaky athletic and will do okay as a mobile quarterback in this passing attack? Plus, if the only play that Greg Roman draws up is 4 go routes, well, then Justin Herbert can throw the heck out of the football. Hold on. Don't say it, Glenn. Don't say
it.
There it is. Dude, there it is. Come on. We knew that, right? Like, no surprise.
Yeah. There goes the first one. That's the first domino at the tackle position that we're most interested in.
Dude, look at that.
But no shock there. And funnily enough,
he looks young, but he looks serious.
Well, I mean, he's come from some pretty good lineage there with his father playing in the NFL. But also, I've heard from multiple talent evaluators say that he's, oh my God, he's 6'8" and 5'8", Jimbo.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Ho! That is a big boy. Holy sugar. But I've also heard that some people say the right tackle on his very own offensive line has the higher ceiling and maybe has the more talent. It's just this guy's so damn consistent. You know what you're getting. He's very advanced in where, like, as far as being a finished product already, whereas, you know, the right tackle still has a lot more growth. But man, I'm sure old Harbaugh's smiling, and I know Greg Roman's smiling ear to ear right now.
Oh, Greggy is drawing up plays for the old tackle. Let's make him a centerpiece of the offense. Let's go. He's going deep in the vault for this one, dude.
Dude, Greg Roman, Justin Herbert's going to be the MVP, and they're going to win their division.
Yep. I told you, like, you know that's what it's going to be.
Jimmy said it first. They're beating the Chiefs out.
They are.
They're beating them. I don't know about that. Dude, when Greg Roman gets somewhere,
it's lightning in a bottle.
Way up.
Yeah, because the whole
go way up.
Yeah, the whole division has to catch up to defend this type of an offense, you know?
Yeah, it's like you have 5 days to get ready for a team. It's not enough time to get ready for this unique of an offense. Oh, where's Greg? Where is he? Where is he? I thought I saw him, but
the camera might go over his head.
Version of him. I don't even see. They didn't even invite Greg to the draft party.
There's Joe
That's
Ortiz.
Brutal, dude. He wasn't even there.
Yeah, he's not there, huh? Now he's in the gym just lifting. He's deadlifting right now with the strap on, the knee braces on. He's just he's in the gym deadlifting, dude.
He's picking things up and putting them back down right now.
My gosh, my stinking light keeps falling. I got to do something different.
Hey, the Giants pick is already in.
Quarterback for sure. Dude, how would you feel if your whole name...
Don't spoil it in the chat.
Yeah, how would you feel if your whole name was 6 letters? Joe.
Easy to remember.
Like,
dude, that is a short full name. 6 letters, full name.
He probably said his whole name at 4 months.
Yeah, he could write it.
Yeah. Wait, what are they doing here? The Giants are going quarterback, right? They're done with the Danny Dimes experiment.
I don't know, man. I don't know if. See, why'd I click on PFF? I gotta stop.
Why? Did they already put a pick in?
I gotta stop. Yeah, I already know who they got.
Wait, for the Giants?
Yeah, it's already on PFF.
How? How is that even possible?
Because their clock is real. That 10 minutes is real, but they take way longer than 10 minutes to make the announcement. So that clock is constantly moving. They don't wait for the announcement. That clock goes. So, yeah.
But how do they know who the pick is?
Tennessee's already on the clock because the league already knows. It just hasn't been announced yet. So I guess they have, like, the league knows who it is. The agents know.
I guess that's true. That's ridiculous. Dude, PFF.
This is J.J. McCarthy. Where does that guy go? That's the question, because then Penix is going to be soon to follow, and then Bo Nix is going to be soon to follow, depending on which order those two get taken in.
Yeah.
But the first domino is J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
That's Malik Neighbors.
What do you do here if you're the Giants? I take Penix, dude.
It's hard for me to even say what I would do because I already saw what they did. I'm trying. I can't just erase what I saw.
All right, let me try and guess then. Is it a quarterback?
No.
Not a quarterback. Okay, so mistakes they're already done for then, basically is what you're telling me. They're already going to lose.
Well, they could right now they're set to get in there. They may think that this is the 4th best quarterback. Why take the 4th best quarterback?
Yeah, that's fair. So just be a dumpster fire again next year to get the first best quarterback?
Well, you at least got one.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going offensive line. It's going to be another tackle here. No. Wide receiver. Don't tell me they're going wide receiver. Okay, here we go.
Dude, think about it, though. Who do they got on the outside? Of course, they did take a guy high last year.
Bro, you know that's such a fake
super fast
smile.
guy from Tennessee, Jalen Hyatt. They took Hyatt last year. High.
Bro, what a fake smile. I would hate to go to New York.
Dude, he's going to New York. I'd be hyped.
To the Giants with Danny Dimes and a head case of a coach, and you got to pay more taxes, and you're playing on terrible turf, and you actually play in Jersey. Like, you play next to an airport, dude. Like, it's not even a cool place to play.
That.
It's not on the water.
Bro,
well, I guess it's kind of on the water, but like, it's whack. Like, you've driven by the stadium. It's like dumb.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many other cool venues they could take advantage of, but they decided to put it next to the airport. Cool. Oh, goodness.
Jimmy, I got to take a quick sidebar and say Frenchie's upset because he ran into Evan Washburn in public.
Yeah.
In the wild.
Okay.
And totally fanned out. And he wanted me to ask him if Evan remembered this. But
Glenn.
But we had him for such a truncated amount of time. I didn't want to.
Bro.
But yeah, he fanned out a bit, dude, and he wanted to know if Evan remembered him, dude. Does Evan remember me? He went like this.
Dude, what I really want to know is how he felt leaving playing 5-on-5, dude. How much he felt like we left on the table, because I felt like we left about 90% of what we normally do on the table. That's what I really want to know. That's what the fans like. I felt like after we were done playing 5-on-5 that I was like, oh my gosh, that was the worst group of that was the worst basketball the five of us have played collectively in a long time. Oh, I'm not putting this tracker on.
Yeah,
definitely not.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No, we left a lot. We left a lot on the table that evening.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
Big time.
There's a lot more in the tank. So yeah, Tennessee's gotta go. See, Tennessee's interesting here too. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but right before the draft started, what's his name? Brown from.
Oh yeah, AJ Brown got a big deal, huge deal.
Yeah, AJ Brown got a bag, bro, an absolute bag. So shout out to AJ Brown. You know, you always like seeing these guys secure the bag, but man, I thought he was like, I was thinking they might be thinking to move on from him after they sign Smith to that super monster deal. Dude, they're paying their quarterback and 2 wideouts, Jimbo. I didn't know that was
they're paying their left tackle pretty well, right? The Mailata. I think he's getting a big paycheck.
Did he get paid yet?
I think he got paid last year, if I'm not mistaken.
How do they?
Well, their defense is pretty cheap, right? Because that D line is young boys, right?
That's a good point.
You know, those guys are going to come up and be out of there because they're not going to have money to pay them.
Oh, you know what? We have a guest coming up here in just a few minutes.
Oh yeah, we do.
The time snuck up on me a little bit.
It did. Dude. My goodness, it's already almost 9 o'clock, and we're only on I guess we are on pick 7. It's moving. Where are the Titans going here? They're not going quarterback, right? Like, do they believe in what's his name? Are they give him another chance next year? The kid that puts mayonnaise in his coffee. What's his name? Dang it! What's that kid's name, DK?
Who, the quarterback?
Yeah, kid that puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Knicks?
No, the kid that puts mayonnaise.
Oh, yeah. The guy out of
Kentucky.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think they believe in him enough to not go quarterback. Yeah, Will Levis. There we go. Yeah, Mr. Mayonnaise, dude. Miracle Whip.
Yeah. So what do they do here?
What do they do here?
I think they go O-line.
I think they gotta go tackle, bro. They got no one. They got
DK,
no one on their offensive line.
DK, I'm gonna ban you from the chat, DK. He's like, I'm looking at PFF, LOL. Because I was like, they're going to tackle.
Don't do it.
He's shaking his head like this. Dude, this is like opening my gifts on Christmas morning, dude.
Well, now I looked at it too.
Oh,
it's JC Latham.
Dude,
I ruined it.
I know. Why can't you guys just resist it? You're like failing the 2 donut experience. All you got to do is wait 30 minutes. You get 2 donuts. Come on, guys.
All right, that's the last one I'll ruin for you. I promise.
I'm sitting here watching a commercial on Planet of the Apes, and you guys are telling me the picks. Gosh,
by the way,
how many Planet of the Apes renditions are going to make before it's too many?
Bro, there's never enough.
How smart do the apes need to get before it's too many?
There's never enough.
They're literally wielding AK-47s, I think, at this point. Oh boy.
Well, I gotta say, I think now's the best time to reveal our over/under answers, Jimbo.
Yeah,
Because
let's
we
do
can't
it.
get it much further. We can't get much further without spoiling some of these. So let's get into it. If you guys want to make any last second, if you want to get them in, I'll tell you what.
DK, put the graphic up and we'll have
5
Cole run
minutes
through it and give us his answers.
Oh, is Cole in here? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he just hopped in. It looks like he's got the fresh cut, dude. But
dude,
yeah, DK,
let me see, bruh.
If you can, here, I'm gonna put you on the screen, Cole.
Handsome.
Hey,
what up?
As always.
Going on? Ooh, middle. I get the middle treatment.
Yeah, dude. Shit. It's a good thing that we're not in person because we were playing last hit driving in a car. You would lose.
It's a Canada sandwich, maple syrup sandwich right here.
Maple syrup sandwich. Let's go. Hey,
Jimmy,
Cole,
how's little Cole doing?
How's little Cole? No, little Eugene is doing good.
Awesome, man. Glad to hear.
No, he's doing well. He is eating everything.
He said his first words today. He said, Glenn.
He said,
Glenn.
Yeah.
He went, people's champ.
People's champ. That's 2 words, Glenn.
Okay,
I said first words.
Over under am I picking here?
Words, plural.
All right, here we go.
Wait,
the
DK,
first one might have been spoiled now. The first one is the only one that now is a
throw this up,
point.
DK.
But go ahead and throw it up on the screen here. We'll get your take on the remaining over-unders. So as you can see, Rome Odunze hasn't been picked yet. I'm sorry. I thought it was Malik Neighbors. I'm mistaken. So Rome Odunze, over-under 13.5 pick. Is he going to get taken before that or after 13.5? What do you say, Cole?
Under.
Okay. Under. And by the way, just so you guys know, I agree. I said under. I say he goes in the top 10, which there ain't many left, but I say top 10. James agrees.
Mm-hmm.
He's
so
a bear.
does intern Brad. DK says over. So he's the only one who said over. All right.
DK always does this. Always goes out on the wrong limb, bro.
He went on the wrong limb. Amarius Mims, tackle out of Georgia, 19.5. Over under, Cole.
Over.
You say over as well. All right. I said over. I said he'll go in the 20s. So did James. So did Brad. And so did DK. So this was a clean sweep. Everyone agrees here, which tells me DK didn't put that over up high enough. You know, he's got it. You could have, just a little more, make it a little spicier. But we all say over. All right, third one, Cooper DeJean, safety out of Iowa, 22.5. Cole, what do you think?
Ooh, that one's tough. I'm going to say over.
You say over as well. I say over also.
You know what? Actually,
29.
I think he could go 16 to Seattle and join Mikey Mack.
Whoo, that would be spicy.
Okay, I'm going to actually go under.
I'm going
to go under.
All right. Under it is. So I said over. I said 29 he'll go. James says over, and so does Brad. But DK agrees with you. He says under. As J.C. Latham is picked by the Titans and announced, I'm going to do everything I can to not look at PFF because they're spoiling the draft for everyone. Chop Robinson, edge out of Penn State, 26.5. What say you, Cole?
I'm going under. I think he goes shockingly early.
Wow. Chop Robinson. I also said under, by the way. I said he goes to 26. I said he barely goes under. Jimmy says over, Brad says over, and DK agrees with us on the under. All right, tiebreaker. First one, Cole. Over under 5.5 quarterbacks taken in the first round.
We're at 3. Definitely under.
Definitely under. So you don't see Penix, Bo Nix, and JJ McCarthy all going still in this round. Because that would put it at over.
Actually, I was thinking, okay, we'll see 5. We won't see 6. We'll see exactly 5.
Okay, so either Bo Nix or Penix won't go because I'm assuming McCarthy will. All right, you want to put your name on who won't go? Who's going to be sitting around day
Penix.
2?
Penix won't go.
Yeah. All right. Penix. I said under as well. James said under. DK and Brad both go over. Last one, total defensive players drafted in the first round. This is the tiebreaker, Cole. How many defensive players are getting taken tonight?
Close to the okay. Good. I'm gonna go.
So far, we're at 0, and no shock there. A lot are predicting top 10 won't be any or defensive players.
I'm gonna go 7.
7. Wow, that low in the whole first round.
Wow.
Oh my God, I went 12. Am I crazy, Cole?
No, I said 11, right?
DJ's number the other day was like 6, wasn't it? If you look at DJ's last mock draft, it was something crazy.
Wow. I didn't know it was that low. Okay, well, I thought 12. I was like, that's a sweet spot, but now I'm a little nervous.
12's almost 50-50. Right?
No.
I mean, we're already
20 on offense, 12 on defense.
There's only 25 picks left.
I'm saying that'd be 20. That would be 20 on offense and 12 on defense. And that's not 50-50.
No, it's not 50-50. You're right. That's just bad math.
But I was going to say that's 50-50 in Canada math.
I was thinking more like it would be 50-50 for the rest of the picks because you'd have to get to 12.
You guys use the metric system. What's going on up there? I need to know.
I hate when I get down there and have to figure out miles. It just confuses me.
That's fair.
It still confuses me. I was raised here. So
I meant to say this at the beginning, though, Cole. You haven't done your half yet, have you?
No, it's May 26th.
Dude, maple syrup, bro. I'm not saying that because you're from Canada, but maple syrup is excellent. Put it in some little. Do you have those reef sealable packets for your kids? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dude, maple syrup, bro.
Yeah,
easy on the stomach, great energy, nice and even.
I started playing around with some of those honey stinger.
Yeah.
They're I hate when I'm because I got the fanny pack going,
Sure.
And then when I'm I usually take it every 40 minutes. So I'm 40 minutes in, I'm running down the road trying to get my little water bottle out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I look like such a dill hole.
Nah, dude. Look, I told Glenn a long time ago that if I shat my pants while running, I was just going to keep going. You just have to commit to it, dude. Doesn't matter what you look like.
I was thinking about this the other day because I was talking about it with my coach, and they're start adding distance and figuring out basically your GI system. And I was like, this is crazy that people.
Well, that's the first thing to go. That's the first thing to go.
Just don't wear white socks, Cole. Don't wear white socks.
Yeah, it's the first thing to go.
Just wear dark socks. You'll be just fine, dude. It doesn't matter. Nobody needs to know
dark
what's
socks,
going on.
Dark shorts.
Okay. There you go. Absolutely. And you just need the G-Man at about mile 21 to get you hyped.
Oh my God. Oh, Atlanta just did something crazy. We just got our first bit of chaos. I won't say it.
Okay, don't you dare.
Whoa!
With your ahead of time Canada news.
I couldn't help.
Don't. Glenn, don't.
Anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just saying he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
What did I literally just say?
He was just wrong.
This could not be worse timing. Nobody clip this.
Get him out of here. He doesn't know what he's talking about, dude. We got to get him out.
Wait, what happened? Hold on.
Wait till you see it. It's kind of funny, actually.
Yes, big. Massive surprise. This is really, Jimmy, hold your ears.
Okay.
This is excellent for the Ravens. This is excellent. Yep. This is the type of stuff we want to see as Ravens fans. It's beautiful.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of, gosh, why am I so daggone behind?
I don't know, bro. Do you want me to bring my flip phone over?
And if we go back about a month, when you guys had me on, we talked about what is the one thing that's going to push something down to the Ravens? Quarterback run.
Yeah.
It's all about the quarterback run.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I think people want to take a wide receiver at 30, a run on wide receivers through the teens would really help push down a tackle so that the Ravens can sit at 30 and get a tackle.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not going to lie, though.
Which it has a double effect because when 62 comes around tomorrow, if a lot of teams spent a first on wide receiver, those kind of bottom second tier guys might push down to the bottom of the second round. So
that's a good point. And I will say, Michael Penix is getting hype from a lot of guys that I've been seeing. A lot of former quarterbacks are saying he's being underrated and undervalued in this draft. So, hey, maybe the Falcons know something that other teams don't. But I'm surprised he went ahead of McCarthy. That's the part that kind of gets me, is he goes ahead of JJ. Is that how did you have Nix ahead of him in your ranking, Cole?
Yeah. I did not like Michael Penix at all. Like I that's why I said it like 2 seconds ago. Yeah. I really just didn't like him as a prospect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then why do you sign Kirk Cousins if you're going to draft this guy?
Oh crap! I forgot about that.
I forgot about Kirk.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to DK for putting in the chat.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Hey, I'm gonna grab some food. I'll be right there. Hold on, boys.
That makes it even more.
DK, you can put them two up. Just give me a sec.
Like what do you think Kirk Cousins is thinking right now?
Yeah, I mean, like this is one of those scenarios where you're gonna bet on a guy that you can develop and put him in basically the Aaron Rodgers type situation, right? Like where you're gonna, Aaron Rodgers, and then like Jordan Love after Aaron Rodgers, where you can kind of develop them for a couple of years behind a veteran. But I mean, it's just crazy because they're in such an interesting spot, especially their offense, like Atlanta's offense. They have so many playmakers, and they had a shot. I mean, I think if Malik Neighbors falls, you might think Neighbors there. But they have a good O-line. Yeah, I don't know. That's where this is just, it feels like such a luxury pick. But I mean, in a few years, if you move on from Penix and now you move on from Cousins and you have Penix that's developed on your bench for a couple of years, that does put you in a position of strength.
It does, but he's also 24 years old now.
You got to think of what Green Bay did, though, because they have mid-round picks. Like Aaron Rodgers was like the 16th overall pick. Jordan Love, I think, was in the 20s, wasn't he?
Yeah.
A top 10 pick on a quarterback you're not going to start year one.
Not even. And by the time you start him, he'll be 25. He's 24 right now, Cole. Like that's surprise, because I think you got at least 1 year out of Kirk, but maybe even 2 years out of Kirk. Now you're talking about a 26-year-old rookie, basically.
And he's been hurt a lot. He had multiple season-ending injuries when he was at Indiana. He tore his right ACL twice, the same ACL.
Yeah, so this is just kind of this is definitely the first head-scratching moment of the draft. There's just no doubt about it. This is something else.
Is there any way they just kind of fell in love with the prospect of him and who's the running back they took high last year?
Bijan.
Yeah,
Bijan in the backfield together, like that being a problem?
I don't see it as a problem.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of anything that could have prompted them to make such a move.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher, bro. Wow, holy! Because everybody's saying they need pass rush, like they needed a lot of things, and to go with a quarterback that you're definitely not going to start week.
And they gave Cousins a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, his agent is a goat, by the way. Holy smokes, that guy is insane. Tom Votto, why are you trying to ruin the draft for us? What is with this? Every time something happens, you put it right up there. Put it right up there. I mean, you've heard us saying we don't want it to be ruined. Help us out, Tom.
He didn't just say it once. He said it 4 times.
Yeah, we keep saying it. Stop it. Stop it, Tom. I'm begging you. You're killing me, brother. Man, you done spoiled 10 for me. Or 9.
I'm going to have to call Joey and tell him to shut his cousin up.
I like that.
¿Sí? Pues es que está dando ¿No quieres
There it is. All right, so this kid. Yeah. I'm up.
Allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, for sure. Wow, that dude.
Rome Odunze, do you think the Bears are – I mean, look, now they have Keenan Allen. They got Rome Odunze. They got Caleb Williams throwing the ball to him. What's your thoughts on what they've done so far, Cole?
Well, the deliverer of the ball could be a concern.
I can't think of a better start for a rookie. I mean, and the thing is, I think their interior line needs work, but they have Braxton Jones on left tackle and Darnell Wright at right tackle. That's a pretty they have to develop more, but that's a good potential offensive tackle duo. So it's not just one of these situations where they have a great set of pass catchers and no O-line because that's where they spend. I think they're in a really good spot. I don't think a rookie quarterback drafted in like the top 5, because that's usually going to bad teams, has come in and had more around him than Caleb Williams has. Like, he has everything around him.
Yeah, I forgot about DJ Moore.
They even have a running back. Didn't they sign DeAndre Swift?
They did.
So, I mean, like, I don't love.
And they got a tight end, Cole Kmet.
Yeah, Cole Kmet.
I mean, they got talent all around them. You're so right about that.
We just got a trade. Are we allowed to break trades before Goodell announces it, or?
Yeah, you can break it. What's going on?
So the Minnesota Vikings are trading up one spot from number 11 to number 10 with the New York Jets.
Oh, I mean, is this a slam dunk quarterback right here?
Gotta be.
Gotta be quarterback.
This is JJ.
It's JJ.
Yeah.
They are doing backflips.
That's not a leak. I don't know that. I'm saying it.
No, that's got to be. You're 100% right.
This is one of these situations, because everyone will be like, why the hell did they trade up one spot? Obviously, the Jets aren't going quarterback. But that means other teams were calling, trying to get 10.
Everyone was trying to get there. This is quarterback alley, right? They said 10, 11, 12 is the spot where those second-tier guys are all going.
I'm over here talking on mute like a doofus. My God. I got to ask you guys a question, especially with Cole on. Cole, where does the list end of, there's a number somewhere between 8 and 12 of first-round graded tackles, but where's the list end of Ravens tackles that you would see the Ravens taking in the first round? Like,
yeah, who's left on that list?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, it's tough because I've heard a lot of smoke around Jordan Morgan being a guy that. So I was told this morning that there's 3 guys that I should look into, and that means usually like they're trying to give a little bit of a tip for people to prepare. So I was told Kool-Aid McKinstry, Darius Robinson out of Missouri, and Jordan Morgan. Those were the 3 guys that I think. Now, this is obviously they don't know anything about who's going to fall. So I wouldn't say that those guys are like really high up their board. But in terms of guys to prepare for that aren't necessarily consensus picks, it looks like those 3 are pretty high on their board.
Well, who on that 3? Who of those 3 do you want them to take, and who do you not want them to take?
Of the 3, I'd take Kool-Aid. After Kool-Aid, I'd probably take Darius Robinson, and then
you're not high on Morgan.
Nah,
I really don't like Jordan Morgan.
Is it because he's a guard, Cole? Is he a guard?
I don't think he's a guard. That's the funny thing. He's one of those guys that has short arms, and people just say he's going to move inside to guard simply because of short arms, and that's not how you analyze football. That's not how anyone does it. You have to have the skill set to play guard, and guard isn't just short arm tackles moving inside. It's not that easy. But most notably, the reason is he just isn't a physical football player. You can live with that at tackle, especially if it's your left tackle of the future. Ronnie Stanley, for example, became an all-pro left tackle, not a physical player, not an aggressive player. But I just watching his pass pro, he gives up his chest way too easy. He plays short. He is one of those guys where he does have short arms and he does play short. Whereas Graham Barton is a guy that has short arms but does not play short. Plays with really, really good hand control and doesn't give up his chest. So that's why you can't just say short arms, not a tackle. So I worry about Jordan Morgan basically being a tweener. He's not athletic enough or athletic enough or long enough to play tackle and not physical enough to play guard. So it's just where does he land? So that's what I'm most worried about. I do think he could play left guard in this scheme because he is very, very athletic. Like in the run game, he gets to a spot well. He's just not physical. Like guys come out of his blocks all the time because he has no finishing mentality to him.
I don't like hearing that. I guess I would always say, like I always do if the Ravens took him, especially that high, that means Joe D gave the sign off. And I certainly got to respect his eye for talent, but yeah, I don't like hearing a non-physical offensive lineman being brought to Baltimore. I do think I want to ask you a quick question, Cole, because DK brought it up in the chat. If you're the Falcons, why not trade back to get Penix? Like, do you think that means that they got intel that more than just them were interested in Michael Penix?
Or there's just no one trying to trade up for 8 for somebody.
Or they were fooled into betting against themselves, into competing against themselves.
They could be. Like teams could have pulled the smoke screen on them and be like, "Oh, that's my guy," just to to force him to maybe take him a little earlier. But
like, to give you guys a little sense, and like the draft analyst that I follow the most, because I trust him the most. I think he does the best work. He's the most thoughtful in his analysis. Dane Brugler of The Athletic had him as a second. He was QB6 behind Bo Nix and JJ, and he had him as a second/third round pick.
Damn.
So that's kind of where he landed him. He, on his overall board, he was number 52 overall. So,
and then I think, who was it? Where did Chris Sims have him? DK, you probably know this. Where did Chris Sims have Michael Penix, if you recall? 5. Okay. I thought he had a former quarterback had him. It said he was like the best like thrower in the draft. Was it Sims? Wow. So Chris Sims is ahead of the curve when it comes, especially with quarterbacks. Like, he was way ahead on the Lamar thing. He was way down on a couple other guys that were taken high, but man, okay.
I want to address Blitzbacker in the comments just asked about Morgan, so I just want to address it before we move on. So question is, can he recover? Morgan does decent job of recovering. I'd prefer someone else though. So I would agree with that. I think he does cover quite well, and he's very athletic in his quick footwork, and that's kind of at the engagement point. So that's where I do think he has the pass protection skill set to be an offensive guard in the NFL. But again, as a run blocker, I just don't see the physicality. But definitely agree on his ability to recover, especially with his ability to reset with his feet. So just kind of those quick post steps to re-engage into center of gravity, I think is really solid. And then to go back to your original question, how many tackles? So there's a consensus top 5, right? So Alt, Fanishu, Latham, Fuaga, Fotanu. Those are the consensus top 5. Obviously all 5 on the list. Then you have Mims, Guyton. So you're at 7. Then it depends on how you classify Jordan Morgan, which would be 8, and Graham Barton, who I mean played left tackle for Duke. Most see him as a guard, some see him as a center. So I was told they really don't like Tyler Guyton. So I like Tyler Guyton, but I'm told the Ravens don't. So I would have him on my list, but I would take Morgan off. So that's about 8 guys. So there's about 8 offensive tackles that could be taken at number 30 that I'd be happy with.
And why does Kingsley not make that list for you, Cole?
Yeah.
I will be okay. I lied. I will be fine with Swamatea, but nobody else will be. But I'll be fine. I like his game that much.
Well, what is it that other people don't like?
He's just raw. He is like, he's a guy that I keep comparing him. I'm not comparing him as a player. I'm comparing where his technique is and where he needs to develop to Tyler Smith coming out of Tulsa. So Tyler Smith got drafted by the Cowboys. Yeah. He was a left tackle prospect. He played left guard because they had Tyrone Smith. He had to play a little bit at left tackle when Smith got hurt. But if you go back and watch his Tulsa tape, his feet are a mess. His hands are a mess. His hands aren't in tune with his feet, but he was physical. He got after it. He recovered well. And he played with a really high IQ. And that's a lot of things that Kingsley Swamatea does. But he top to bottom needs a complete overhaul of his pass pro technique. He also had this hilarious tendency where if you ever watch like a big defenseman in the NHL who all he wants to do is just lay someone out, like you get Brad Marchand going in the corner and someone just wants to lay him out, completely take himself out of position, like a Dion Phaneuf type hit. Swamatea would get out in space in the run game and just be trying to lay that highlight block, and then he'd just miss and be completely out of position, and basically that guy would come up and make a tackle, so that was another issue. So there were some things that he needed to clean up, but I think he could step in and play right tackle for you right away and then be your left tackle of the future, which is why that if they have that, and I would put Patrick Hall actually in that list too. So I'm up to about 10 guys that I will be okay with. Okay. But it just comes down to expectations. I know as rookies, they're going to struggle. They're going to have those moments. But long term, they have the ability to play left tackle. And if you go through the entire league and you look at where the left tackle comes from, really hard to not get them at the top of the draft. So you just have to be reasonable about those expectations.
Where are we outside of what we were to absolutely change the conversation? Sorry, Cole. How do we feel about this kid?
McCarthy? Yeah, I mean, I guess the knocks are that they say he didn't throw as much as some of these other guys because of the system. But
then you're like, oh, he's a winner type thing, right? Like,
yeah.
how do you grade all that?
Yeah, I mean, Cole, what's your take on him versus like why was he not in that? Why was Drake May taken above him? And why is I mean, I'm not going to ask you about Penix because I know you disagree there, but why was Drake May taken above JJ?
Yeah, JJ just kind of does all the little things right. He just seems to be a very simple football player. He doesn't seem to overthink when he's going through progressions. He has a good, not great arm. He has good, not great athleticism. Like, there's not really anything that he does that I think he's bad at. So that's what, I think he's small. Like, that's something that I think would go into the negative side. But like, it just, everything is good, not great. So it's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none, if that makes sense. But there's nothing in his game where I'm like, oh, that's why he's going to be bad. I see him as just like a really good game managing quarterback, which I think can be fine. Like, I don't think that's the end of the world.
So you think he has a high floor is what it sounds
very
like.
Very high floor. Like, I think he can step in and run an NFL offense next year. But again, like, is he ever going to be a Pro Bowler? Probably not, to be honest. But I don't think he's ever going to be a reason you're losing games.
Well, I'll tell you what, you talked about Caleb Williams being pretty set up as a rookie. As far as weapons go, this kid's got no lack of weapons either.
Yeah. JJ and
Hawkinson
and Addison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Hawkinson, didn't he tear something late last year?
Oh, did he?
I think he did, didn't he?
You might be right.
I could be misremembering. I thought he tore something late last year, but
the Jets are going to go O-line here, I'm assuming. That's why they traded back. So that's probably going to be either J.C. Latham or Fanishu.
Who's the kid that they got that they're going to offload? Am I thinking about the Jets? They drafted him early years ago. Dang it.
Well, Mekhi Becton, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Becton's a free agent, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
To be honest, I was kind of hoping the Ravens would kind of just bring him in on like a cheap.
Why not, right?
Give me options. Like,
talent's there. Just,
right.
I wouldn't mind, but it's pretty clear that they're not just going all in with Morgan. I guess they could with Morgan Moses at right tackle, and they have their left guard and John Simpson. And if this is, I don't want to spoil it, but
Well, they got Tyrone Smith at left tackle, right? They signed him to that 1 year.
But it's pretty clear. So which one of those two guys?
Yeah. To be honest, if Morgan Moses is your swing tackle, I think you're in a good spot. So, I mean, this wouldn't prevent me from going offensive tackle. They brought in Mike Williams, but they don't really. I mean, like Alan Lazard's there, but they don't really have a third receiver. So, could be a receiver here. I see the picks just coming. I haven't seen it spoiled. So,
all right, let's see this thing.
Goodell's on my screen.
Yeah, mine too.
Yep.
I forgot they got a Vera Tucker inside too.
They do.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's defense. Have we still not had a defensive pick?
There you go.
11 picks in. No defensive players taken yet.
Okay, see? So the question is where does he play? Now, here's what I will say. There's no need to start John Simpson. I don't think he's a bona fide NFL starter.
How much was he paid, though? If you're paying him.
I mean, yeah, and Morgan Moses isn't paid that much, right? He's only paid like $5 million.
Right.
So,
John's making more than him.
Here's the thing about Fashio is he was a left tackle all through college, and it's tough to make that transition. So it's not just simply play him at right tackle. It's can he make that transition? Do we want him making that transition if he's our left tackle of the future? Or is he better at left guard where he doesn't need to complete?
That's what I was going to ask. Right? Would it make more sense just to get some reps and put him next to Smith?
He has a skill set that projects really well inside to offensive guard. He's physical. That'll be my number one thing. Whenever we talk about guys that could slide inside, I will constantly go there because I think it's the most important thing for making and quickness is the other thing. Because as much as these big 340-pound dudes on the D line are big dudes, they're still quick as shit. So you got to be able to prepare for that. So I mean, this is going to be interesting. What do they do? Who wins out between John Simpson and Morgan Moses? It's going to be very interesting.
Wait, John Simpson and Morgan Moses.
Well, yeah,
I think whoever he's going to start. So which one is he going to
start?
Oh,
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I got you.
Based on last year, who did you guys think was better, John Simpson or Morgan Moses as a starter on the Ravens line?
Oh, I'd say Morgan Moses was better. Yeah. Morgan. Yeah. But
interesting though.
John was paid more, so that I don't know how that affects it.
Did you check his contract? I wanted to look up what he got paid. Hold on.
He got 8.5 or something.
Seriously, man, he was trash last year.
I think that's what it was. I'm not looking at it. I'm just
2-year, $12 million. 2-year, $12 million. That's a
Okay,
good little chunk for the guard. They also gave him his cap hit this year is 3.2 because they added void years.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'd say that's a starting guard salary. I think that's fair to say.
Now, before it's in, are the Broncos going to stick with trying to, get Zach Wilson to learn how to play football again, or are they
get out of here?
Quarterback? Well, that's who they had. That's their leader in the room right now. I would assume. So
I know Sean Payton is a prideful guy, but he can't be that delusional, right?
Well, he traded for the guy. And right now he's their starter. So unless they're going Bo Nix here, I mean, what are you thinking here, Jimbo?
I don't know what the heck the Broncos are doing. What are some of their needs? Man, they need everything, right? At this point,
they need a lot.
They need a Superman. They need a savior.
I'll be clear. I don't
need to walk on water.
Take Bo Nix, but like he fits Sean Payton's system kind of well.
Uh-oh.
But he's what, 29?
He's like a shitty Drew Brees. If Drew Brees was shitty, it'd be Bo Nix. How about that? That's my player comp. He'll be 20. No, he's just turned 24. So I mean, he's older.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. For some reason, I always think he's like 38.
Yeah.
Glenn's name was almost Bo, by the way, Cole.
Really?
I was this close to being Bo.
You know what mine was?
What's that?
Pierce.
And
you know what? Do you know who I'm named after? And it's a what's his name? It's a Tom Cruise character. Did you guys ever see Days of Thunder, the NASCAR movie?
No.
Cole Trickle, main character.
Hold on. You're named after that. How much did your parents love that movie? I mean, is it like...
I can't even tell you the amount of times I've watched that movie. It's insane.
I've never even heard of
it. NASCAR.
I've never even heard of it. That's crazy. Hey, Sean jumped in the chat. What's going on, Sean? Appreciate you coming
out. What's up? It's been a minute, Sean.
It's been a while. Paul.
Cole, who else are you hanging out with tonight?
10 o'clock, I'm on with Kevin Ostreicher and Ryan Ripken.
Okay.
At 10:30, I'm on with Bobby and Sarah. And then I have nothing from 11 till we pick. And you guys know U Stadium?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
So they're bringing me on when the Ravens pick, basically. But I don't really know a whole lot about them. I think they're like
they got a big following.
They're like a sports media app, or I don't even know.
I guess, but they got a large following on Twitter. I do know that.
And then tomorrow I'm on with Summer Sports. They're like Sean Saeed leads it. They're like a analytics company.
Nice. Okay. Tell Allstriker and Ripken that we'd love to hang out with them. Love to have them on.
They do a lot of stuff in studio.
Nice.
They invited me to come be like during the tailgate, and I was like, I can't skip tailgating of the AFC Championship game. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, who wants to roll around in the mud with a lot of loud music?
Who wants
to miss that?
I wouldn't go back there. No, I told Spencer that. He was like, "This is where we always tailgate." I was like, "But why?"
Yeah, why? I've tailgated a lot of places down there, Cole. I gotta be honest, they got the worst spot, dude. They got the worst spot out of all of them.
The only thing it's good for is it's got a really good accessible piss area where you don't have to go too far.
I guess if that's important to you, then.
Well, when you're drinking, that is important. That's
fair.
But yeah, I mean, so the Broncos pick is in. I always like when they show the war room and no one's celebrating.
I know.
Because it makes me think, what's going on in that room? At least play up for the camera. At least lie to your fans and act like you're excited. Do you think there's any team right now, Cole, that's going, oh, shit, everything went to hell? Like, do you think at this point in the draft, almost halfway, do you think there's teams going, our guys are gone?
I mean, if you're in the quarterback purgatory picking, like you're kind of a borderline playoff team, you're going shit. Like you're basically waiting a year, or you're going after Bo. Like it's in a tough spot, right? Because it's a wasteland. Like I don't even think there's a second round quarterback in this draft. Like I don't think you go Spencer Rattler in the second round or Michael Pratt or I don't think you do that. So it's like you're either picking like Bo might go second round, early second if he doesn't go. But I mean, I feel like someone's gonna have to pick him first round now because everybody else is gone.
Hold on.
Is it Bo?
There it is.
Well, Big Bo is a Bronco, baby.
You called it, Cole.
Hold on. Would you put the over-under on quarterback here, Cole? I thought you said it would be under.
Way under, too. So are we over? Is that all 6?
That's 6 quarterbacks and 12 picks.
How perfect for the Ravens. For the Ravens.
I know. Do you really think that is as – like Zach Wilson's got to feel good about this, though, right? Because he's got to feel like I'm better than this kid. He's got to at least feel that way. I
don't think that guy has a drop of confidence left in him.
Oh, the problem with Zach Wilson is he has too much of it. That's the problem.
I don't know about anymore, dude. Maybe initially. But how can you have any confidence?
Okay, so let's talk about Ravens considerations because this is where – so I'm not saying we do it right now because it's going to cost a lot, but as runs on other positions happen, so we have 6 quarterbacks and only 2 offensive tackles taken through 12 picks.
Nice. We love that.
Some sort of – so at what point – Glenn's gone. At what point do we start thinking about a potential trade up for an offensive tackle? That's what I think you need to think about. 22, 23.
Yeah.
You know, where does it make sense? That's what I think got to think about.
Yeah. Sorry. I just got to, Jason, what's going on? I think that you got thrown in here unannounced, if I'm not mistaken.
I look up on them on screen. How you doing, guys?
Good. But did you hear Cole's question?
I didn't. Sorry.
No, Cole. I think this is a good question for you to repeat one more time.
So from the Ravens' perspective, with offensive tackles starting to slip a little bit, like a little bit, like only 2 taken through 12 picks, at what point do you think about trading up to try and get one of the top dogs? Because it's still unlikely they fall to 30.
Right.
Like a Troy Fotanu who might be the 5th offensive tackle taken, and maybe he slips into the 20s.
Yeah, this next couple picks, I think, will dictate that because I think Raiders
New
could
Orleans,
go there.
They got to be going tackle, right?
Yeah, both of them I at least have considering that. I mean, I think, in my final mock, I had both of them going offensive line. So Fuaga, Fautanu, Mims, I don't know. I feel like Mims is the one that's going to be further down the board.
Dude, Jason, I got to ask real quick, though. How much did that Penix pick swamp your draft?
Not too bad. I kind of got thrown off more by the Chargers than that. I put Penix in the first round to the Raiders at 31, trading up.
Okay.
So
now, how did the Chargers? Did you have them going wide receiver in your last?
Yeah. So the trick about this is if you miss one, you miss 2, right? So if you don't match, so like Alt and Latham, them 2 swap teams for me.
Gotcha.
So that's immediate loss of 4 points. It stayed pretty contained though outside of the Penix pick, but I don't know. I never saw it. I looked at a lot of mocks today. I didn't see anybody that had him in the top 10.
Yeah.
And nobody to Atlanta either. So I think that threw everybody off. But I mean, we're holding pretty steady. There was a few mock drafters that got 8, 9, kind of got those right, but it's kind of come back down. So right now the lead is 28, so 8 of 12, and I'm at 6 of 12, despite having all that thrown off there. So,
and then in your last one, because I didn't take a look at it, where did you have Cooper going? How far did you see him falling?
Cooper, I had him at 25 to the Packers, so just out of your range.
Okay, let's see. Brock Bowers. Now, didn't we talk about Bowers?
To the Raiders. Wow.
Yeah, to the Raiders. Oh, and
we
they got
that.
They're trying to fill. I mean, Waller's been gone for a year, right? Whole different regime there.
That's not really one I had on my radar either.
Yeah.
They just took what's his name last year? Was last year a couple years ago? Baby Gronk from Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
Different type of player though.
now, like, right? No, absolutely. Back to Cole's point though.
Yeah.
How are you? I mean, are you seeing any opportunities where the Ravens could see any potential trade partners that are worth working with, and how far could you see them potentially kind of moving up? You know, if these tackles continue to, it seems to be going our way. Like Cole said, there's only been 2 taken in now 13 picks.
Fashion News gone too, so you lost that one.
3. Okay.
But I mean, for realistically, those are the 3 that I kind of had. Fuaga slipping past the Raiders, I think, is the only one I didn't really kind of project. I know a lot of people have him going to the Bengals at 18, possibly.
Yeah.
So see what the Saints do here. I would, my thought would be they would go Fuaga or Fautanu. So
I would think Fuaga. But I guess at the same time, they still have their right tackle, right? They need to replace Penning.
Well, Ramczyk is the one that had the knee that they weren't sure. And then, he was kind of like bad shape kind of February, following month. I think we're okay with making progress. So I think they just need a tackle regardless. So right or left.
Let's go. I'm interested to see how this thing shakes out.
All right, boys. I know you missed me. I'm back. What's going on, Jason?
Boy.
Appreciate you.
Did you randomly pop Jason in the?
I gotta pee. I'm gonna just exit and throw Jason in my place.
He was like, not even looking.
I'm over here watching. I've got like 3 different feeds of everything going on, so I can kind of catch stuff. And
like,
looking at Bo Nix getting drafted, and then I see myself in the screen. I was like, oh, okay, I better look up and pay attention.
Crazy, right? Bo Nix, like.
Well, I had the Broncos. I didn't know that. I mean, it's kind of gotten a little off the rails early. I didn't see them. I thought they would at least try to trade back and still do it. But, you take your guy where you want to take him. So,
yeah, I guess that's true. Man,
I guess so. I just feel like if you're picking at 12 and you end up with the 6th best quarterback, like it just doesn't sound right. 12th pick overall, and you got the 6th best quarterback. And of course, they're going to get in the presser and go, this is our guy. This was our number 1 guy on our board. Like, they're going to sell us on this. But out of 12 picks, half of them have been quarterback, and you got the last one. It just doesn't seem.
It's like a quarterback needy league. It was funny because, like, I was listening to one of the shows today, and they were talking about, well, you can't help if all of the quarterbacks just happen to be dudes and you get 6. I don't know that I would say that that's the case in this draft.
All right.
They're getting propped up a little bit by the need for it, and there's just not enough quarterbacks to play.
I'm just going to remind everybody that in 2011, Jake Locker went 8, Blaine Gabbert went 10, and Christian Ponder went 12.
Yeah, they did, and that was before I was doing the outside looking in. I was like, that don't seem right.
Yeah, that is nutty, dude. That is.
And Jason nailed it because you see it every year where it just fluctuates. It really comes down to that need.
Yeah.
You can't win in the NFL without a quarterback. Like you can't.
Right. I mean, that's the Steelers. They've tried as hard as they could.
Yeah, well.
Not this year, they didn't. They said, we're going to get all the quarterbacks that nobody wants. We'll take all of them. But and I hear you need a quarterback, but doesn't a guy like Sean Payton have a little bit of, it seems like he's got full control there. So if he doesn't think that this year is the year, couldn't he just go, hey, we believe in Zach Wilson and we're going to hitch our cart to him and then wait till next year and and maybe not get the 6th best guy with the 12th pick?
Yeah, it's hard to say based on just, they don't have that many picks this year, and like they don't pick again until the 3rd round. And they have plenty of holes. So it's not like I don't know. It's not like they're 1 quarterback away, right?
Right. And I guess the question is, does Bo Nix start or does Zach Wilson start and Bo Nix gets to take a seat?
I think we'll find out on Hard Knocks.
That's true. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So, all right.
How about those Stidham though? Like he's like Russell Wilson gets cut, and this is going to be my team. They bring in Zach Wilson. They draft Bo Nix, and it's like, okay, Sean Payton's going to be the Joker in the Dark Knight, where he breaks the pool cue in half and just throws it on the ground. It's like, let's see who comes out of this.
No doubt.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, Cole. I know that you got something else going on at 10, right? I want to give you a minute to take a pee and can say goodnight to the kids. They're priorities.
Hey, if we reach back out around 11:30ish, is there any chance?
Well, I got the link, so I mean, I can just hop back in if you guys want to.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah, for sure. Give us your 11:30. Will our pick be in by then?
No.
Well, I think we're gonna pick around 12:30. I'm assuming.
All right. Well,
then,
just in case circumstances change. Cole, with where it's at right now, what's your gut telling you?
I'd love to see what the Saints are doing because it's.
All right. Well, let's wait. You got a minute? Let's wait.
Jason just spoiled it.
Sorry, guys.
Wait, I didn't see it.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, then I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it because I did hear it.
I thought I heard Fuaga. Did I?
You heard a sneeze is what you heard. Woggle! That's what it was. Woggle!
No, my gut is still telling, like, I know what I want, but my gut is telling me that it just feels like a very Ravens move and the way this draft is setting up screams that a defensive player is going to fall to 30 that probably shouldn't have been there, and the Ravens will sink their teeth into it.
Yeah, like Cooper.
I'm going to make this. I'm terrible at this because I just said Michael Penix wasn't going to go in the first round. So.
Dude, the timing was perfect. He says Michael Penix won't go. He got drafted 30 seconds later.
Instantly. I think if I had to guess one guy that falls that probably shouldn't have, Jared Verse, edge out of FSU.
Jared Verse. Okay. All right. I'm going to.
So that means he's going to the Colts.
Yeah. Right. I think everyone's predicting Colts go wide out, but yeah, we'll wait.
See, I would go Quinion Mitchell. They had no corners last year.
That's a good point.
There was a lot of Xavier Worthy hype today, from pretty high profile mocks. I was just like, that came out of nowhere. I saw one.
I want to hit a point on that because I noticed that the last few years that some times you get on draft day and then mock drafts from the media folks that are really in the know start going in one specific direction. And you're like, they heard something. They had to.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was like, I heard buzz about the Ravens and Kool-Aid, and then I saw Kool-Aid in a bunch of those mocks. So I'm like, that just feels like one of those things where it's like, hey, the Ravens are probably going Kool-Aid.
If they take Kool-Aid with Cooper somehow still on the board, I'm going to knock my computer off.
Well, why, Jimbo? Why? I think both these guys have Kool-Aid a little higher than Cooper.
Well, that's good for them.
Look, we're not picking up basketball here, Jimbo. We need football.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I just think this kid can come in and be an impactful player in a number of ways, and I think he's a rare athlete, and I think he would be great in this Ravens defense. Okay. And I think Kool-Aid being called a guy that can compete and a potential starter is not sufficient for me for a round one corner.
Well, look, the good thing is DeJean's not going to get there, so you're not going to have to
that
worry.
Would be a bad thing.
No.
Don't say that because that would be the perfect Ravens thing for him to just get to there.
Yeah, no, he would. That's true.
That would happen.
Lucky. The Ravens do tend
it's going to happen. I'm manifesting it.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Okay, wait. Are we 14 picks in and not one pick on defense?
That's right.
14 in. There goes Fuaga. He's being announced right now.
Okay, so what did I say again? I said 7 defensive players in the first round?
Yeah, you did.
You might have whiffed on Penix, but I think you might be right with this 7, dude. Holy shit. I said 12. I'm going to be way off.
I think it depends on these receivers.
What's your Jason?
Dude, can I just say this really quickly? Hold on. I just got to say this really quickly.
10.
The Polynesian nations are quickly becoming the Dominican Republic and the Caribbean of the offensive line. Offensive defense, which it should have been years ago. I mean, I've got a number of Polynesian friends, and it should have been this way. It shouldn't have been like a onesie twosie. 3 out of 5 offensive linemen should be from the Polynesian islands. This is wild.
The wave is coming. There's no doubt about it. It's insane.
It's a tsunami-sized wave, too.
Oh, it's a big one. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Shout out to him, dude.
Yeah, I tell you what, as much as, of course I'm a Ravens fan, but I am really curious what Seattle does at 16 because I know he's causing a lot of waves there. Mike McDonald gets there. He's taking down legendary photos up and down the hall. Guys are pissed in the I know Richard Sherman was absolutely furious. Oh, Maui from Moana. I like that, DK. That's good. He's gonna
Dude, could you imagine Maui on an offensive line, DK?
With that athleticism and pure strength?
It just shoots.
I'm only laughing because I woke up this morning to my daughter going, da 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 da. You're welcome in my face this morning. So
It's all right. Moana is officially my 2.5-year-old son's girlfriend.
There you go. Yeah, I don't even.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'll be back later. Have fun, boys.
Appreciate it.
See you guys in a bit.
See you soon. Absolutely. So you went with 10 originally, Jason, as defensive players.
They're gonna start coming off the board here.
I mean, it's only a matter of time. I think this is the spot where we could see the first one. Don't spoil it if you already know Cole.
No,
Cole. Jesus, Jason. Don't spoil
it. No, they're still on Fuaga.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah,
I won't tip. I didn't know that y'all weren't doing that. I'm watching live, so everything is kind of real time. I'm not on Twitter, which they're tipping picks a couple minutes beforehand.
Yeah. And on PFF too.
Yeah, PFF.
Oh, are they?
The thing.
I kind of got it. I like to kind of experience it.
Yeah, that's the fun of it, dude.
You know, the social media part of it. You know,
yeah.
I won't say who it was a few years ago. Kind of rubbed me the wrong way because they were clearly tipping picks, but making it play off like they were picking who it was, and they knew.
Oh, like they're geniuses.
Yeah, like this is what they're gonna go here, and then here's the pick. Oh yeah, So I don't necessarily.
It's actually a good move, dude. I might have to start doing that
particular content anymore. Well, I had my idea for next year, like depending on how this mock draft goes. I think I'm just gonna like throw stuff out there. Like I'm actually have connections next year just to do some engagement farming. People, where's he hearing this from? I don't.
Yep.
Wait, don't blow your technique, Jason. Dude, we got a lot of front office guys listening to the show.
That's right.
Right. No. Well,
wow. Best available is now starting to fill up with finally defensive players from Mel Kiper.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask Jason. Who do you think the first defensive player off the board will end up being then? Do you agree with Dallas Turner?
I had him being first for a while, and then on the last one I went with Byron Murphy.
Okay.
But there was a lot late that he was going top 10, and you look at Atlanta or Chicago there, depending on how the board had fallen, that you could see that. But if Dallas Turner went first off the board of the defenders, I could see that happening.
What about Latu?
Latu, I still just don't know about the medical. Like you kind of hear both ways. Everybody has been saying, well, like he's totally clear. But then the other side is like he couldn't be in the first round. So it's just the window has been so wide. Like, but he could be the first too. Like that was one of the considerations I had for Atlanta. But like in the final, I had them dropping back so that the Jets could come up for a receiver, but they missed out on that. So
yes, they did. I thought they might have considered balance, but they end up going elsewhere despite signing multiple tackles and a guard, and so it's gonna be interesting where they end up playing the guy. But what did you end up doing in your final mock for the Ravens? Did you take a guy at 30? Did you trade? What was your final
Mims
mock?
At 30.
Mims, you think he gets there?
Yeah, I would love that if he got
I think there's a chance because like once he as I went through and I got him past Pittsburgh, which that I thought was a good spot for him. It seemed like there was a lot connecting him to them kind of throughout the last few weeks. But you read about the development and the 8 games of experience in college, injury history. I was like, he's going to fall a little bit further. I did see him kind of mid-20s across some other mocks, Cowboys, Packers, in that range. I couldn't get him there. And so I was like, once he got there, I was like, yeah, that would be a pretty good fit. I think Ravens like the really big tackles. And I think, you're at least in a situation where you can see how he would work, but I also think like that would be probably the most low risk situation for him, but based on the offense that they run.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, as a Ravens fan, I'd be awfully nervous looking at Ronnie Stanley and Mims, 2 guys with massive health concerns starting at the bookends there. Steven says, I've never wanted a player more than Leggett, even though I know cornerback and O-line are more pressing. How big of a reach would Leggett be at 30?
I don't think that's a reach.
Okay.
I have him as a 2, but I know like there's been some talk of him going to Carolina, or at least that's what they told him at 33. And I think once you get in that range, like we talked about it before, like it just depends on who you like. If you want Lad McConkey, or if you want Xavier Worthy, or if you want, A.D. Mitchell if he's still there. That just depends on the preference of the team.
Yeah. Let's see. He goes on to say, role play debate. Players aside, more important to draft heavy offense or defense? Pick opposite sides. Well, Jimbo, would you say defense or offense? What do you think? Yeah, finish chewing up what, baby carrot? What are you eating?
I got pizza.
Nope.
Okay. All right. What do you think? Offense or defense if you're drafting heavy?
By drafting heavy, what do we mean?
Yeah,
well, invest. I think he's meaning investing
like all defense
picks.
Draft,
or at least primarily offense or primarily defense.
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, I think personally, drafting heavy offense, if you're looking for offensive linemen,
that's what I was gonna say.
If you can get a receiver late, because there's so many that come out every year, that you could get a good value player further down the board. And then, of course, at the top, if you have a need for like a quarterback, there's a lot of good running backs. They're always out every year. So, I mean, I think now the only thing is, like, if you draft heavy defense, now I'm playing both sides of it because the question was like pick opposite sides. But if you go with defense, I think there's a better opportunity for you to kind of get immediate returns on that versus on offense. You've got to get chemistry down. You've got to get timing down. Defense, you can get guys in the scheme. You can let them go play. So, I mean, it just depends on your I'm not necessarily as far as like team building. I'm not necessarily like go all defense in the draft or go all offense. I think you need a lot of balance.
Yeah.
But there's some teams that do take that approach, and you just kind of have to see what the results are. So,
and I think ultimately this comes down to your DNA as a team. What are you guys committed to? What's your conviction as a team, right?
Because you got to be able to do both. You can't. You can't.
Yeah. Like, what's
you got to
the saying
score
in baseball,
points.
Glenn?
You got to stop guys.
What's the saying in baseball? You got to farm. What is it? It's something about.
Oh, draft. You got to buy the pitchers and draft the bats is what a lot of people are saying. But.
Right. So, like, you've got to know which one you're drafting, which one you're buying, I guess, to me, offensively and defensively. I don't know.
Now, in case you guys, I'm sure it's already been announced, Latu goes number 15 to the Colts. Yep. So he is the first defensive player taken.
Yeah. Any concern about the neck, Jason?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I think you have to be. Anytime you have somebody that's medically retired for whatever reason that
for
is,
2
like
years,
that's a
right?
pretty. I don't recall.
He missed 2 seasons is what it says.
Was it 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anytime you have that situation, like, that's always a risk. But again, like the variance between one university, one doctor, this team. I mean, you have to assume the Colts did their homework. They're comfortable with it. And if there is any sort of risk, they're willing to absorb that.
Yeah, you know all about the neck injuries down in Dallas, right? With what's his name?
Yeah, Van Der Esch had to retire, and he had a similar kind of recurring issue before he was drafted, and that was always going to be a concern. And unfortunately, his career was ended short.
Way too
soon.
Dude, what's in the water in Idaho, dude? Between Van Der Esch and Taysom Hill, just freak athletes, dude. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's only 3 people that live in Idaho, and 2 of them are freak athletes. So it's like,
man, I don't know. I've never been up that way, so I couldn't tell you.
It's just one big national park.
Yeah.
Well, I got to imagine that that this tells me that either they were way higher on Latu than some guys were, and I don't say higher because a lot of people I'm hearing are comparing him to like T.J. Watt, that type of ability, that type of ceiling, but. The medicals must not have scared them away enough because they could have had their pick at any corner. They could have had any corner they wanted, and that's certainly an area that they are desperate at. And they end up going edge, which of course helps your secondary. There's no doubt about it. But man, surprising nonetheless to see that's the first defensive player to go. Now, is this the run? We've been waiting to see what Mike McDonald does in Seattle. He leaves Baltimore. What does he Does he try and replace the Kyle Hamilton he had last year with Cooper DeJean and his new upcoming defense?
He'll be dead to me forever. You understand that, right? Like, dead to me.
Well, look, he's already pissing enough people off. That dude took down all the – like when you go into Ravens complex, you see the legendary photos.
What was the reason?
He took them all down. He said we don't. I don't even actually know the reason, but it's pissing a lot of the older guys off. Richard Sherman is hot about that right now. He's like, who do you think you are coming in taking down my picture?
Well, Richard Sherman gets hot about a lot of things.
He does. He needs, yeah. He needs.
Well, it's like if you move into somebody's old house, like, are you just going to leave the pictures up of them? Like,
well, I mean, I guess not. But I don't think if John Harbaugh was replaced tomorrow, if that new guy tries to take down pictures of Ray Lewis, he's getting punched in his mouth by Ozzie Newsome and others.
They'll just fire him on the spot.
Yeah,
you're out of here.
Yeah, like you can't take Ed Reed down off the wall, bro.
No, I hadn't seen that was what was going on.
Can you imagine something like that happen in Dallas, Jason?
Yeah, I don't think they would. Like, all they can do is lean on past success.
All right.
I'm fed up with him this
Cowboys
offseason.
fan. Yeah,
I'm not here for it.
Yeah. Hey, man, they could bring you back in with this draft pick, Jason. They'll bring you back.
No,
all right, so Jason, I got to ask though, if we got 14 picks, well, not including 16, until the Ravens pick, where do you see the people? All I've been talking about is Cooper DeJean because I really like this kid. Where do you see the teams? Who are the teams you think that I should be hyper focused on if I'm a Ravens fan? I like this kid. I say, okay, here, or here. Are there a handful of teams you think that are looking at him where you think he could go? I think you mentioned Green Bay, right?
Yeah, but I think it starts here, depending on what Seattle does. Jacksonville, they're going to like the fact that they have him, Arnold, Mitchell there, because I think they're going to be looking at a corner.
Right.
I kind of thought about corner for the Rams a little bit. I don't know that DeJean would be him.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers, at least from the reports, seem to be more interested in Mitchell. The Cardinals, I think, are a team that could be in play there. The Eagles. So there's a little bit of a minefield here coming up to get him to 30.
I feel like they're.
But I think if he gets kind of like past, what do we got? Past the Eagles at 22, you got a pretty good shot outside of maybe Green Bay.
This is Cooper you're talking about?
Yeah.
What about Detroit? I know they got Brian Branch, and that's kind of a similar guy in a lot of ways, but I feel like Detroit might. That's who I haven't penciled in on my latest and last mock.
Yeah, I feel like that's a possibility. I just like it, I find it hard for him to get through down to them at 29. If they were to trade up, maybe it would be more realistic, but hey, things happen. We've already seen it, 14 picks, all offense, and then first one on 15 to go defense. So,
Jimbo, I would ask you this, but I already know your answer from Steven's question. Can you pick one player you realistically hope falls to the Ravens and why? Look, there's Jimmy's going to pick Cooper DeJean. So let me just.
But if not him, I love memes too because of his ceiling.
Okay. All right. I like that.
I've recognized that tackle's a higher need. I just think that Cooper is a rare player, in my opinion. Just me.
Yeah, I'd be fine with Faltanu. I always say his name. Mims, Barton. I mean, I know he's not a big Cole isn't a big Tyler Guyton fan. What's your thoughts if Tyler Guyton is there at 30? Is that a reach for the Ravens to take Guyton?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's first round on most boards, mostly ahead of there. So if he got there, I wouldn't see that as being a reach. Now, again, it has to come down, Dan. Same thing with like experience, development needed there. I mean, realistically, outside of like the guys that have already gone, you're going to have to kind of bring whoever's left along in some way, shape, or form, whether that's Tyler Guyton, whether that's Sua Mataia, except for your guy Jordan Morgan. I mean, he might be a little bit more solid.
I'm getting scared off of him, and Cole says he's not a physical guy, and that bothers me if you're talking offensive line. Did you see the necessary level of physicality from Jordan Morgan when you took a look?
I don't remember. I watched him pretty recently, and I'd probably lean in that direction. I don't feel so strongly about it because I do think he's a good player, and you can be a little bit more finesse and still be successful. But yeah, my guy that I mentioned to you on the one show previously, Brennan Jackson, was giving him all he could handle in the game that I watched. So
I don't like that.
And he's Brennan Jackson's a pretty big and physical edge rusher. And like I said, he was kind of getting it on Jordan Morgan. So
I don't like that. There's too many talented just freaks of nature across the defensive lines in the NFL. No, I don't want a guy who can't play physical. If he couldn't do it in college, how the hell am I going to expect this guy to all of a sudden become more physical at the NFL level? I don't buy it. I wish there wasn't so much smoke surrounding him in the Ravens because, man, they're bringing the guy in for a top 30. They spent time with him at the combine. That kind of stuff makes me nervous. But here it is. Sorry, Seattle's pick is in. I think Goodell had back surgery, Jimbo, so no power hugs this year.
Oh, did he?
I know you're disappointed.
Like you're getting suspended to start the year.
Yeah. You break the commissioner's back on draft night. That would not be a good look. But
no.
Let's see what Seattle does. I'm so curious what they do here. Byron Murphy.
Oh, you killed it for me.
Did they do it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were on the same time as me now. Okay. Well, at least it wasn't your guy. Okay. It was
Byron Murphy.
Byron Murphy, the tackle out of Texas. I know you said he's more of a pass. Is he the pass rushing D tackle you were mentioning, Jason?
Yeah, he's kind of more of that interior pressure. As people have kind of connected him, that poor man's Aaron Donald, which is why he was really kind of connected to the Rams as being like, well, that's a fit, right? So. But it makes sense, though, based on how they run their defense. Nobody's going to beat Aaron Donald, who maybe, if not the certainly one of the best defensive players in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, and he saw what Justin Metabike did for him in the Ravens last year, where he had goes at 13 sacks and is all pro, and maybe he's hoping that Byron Murphy can be his Justin Metabike that he had last season. But isn't he lining up next to a stud? Who's it? Leonard Williams that's out there.
He's out there. He is.
I don't recall
who they traded for. Seattle traded for him.
And they extended him. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Extended him. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure you're right. It was so you put Leonard Williams next to this guy. That makes his. This is going to make the rookie's job a whole lot easier.
I only have one problem with this kid.
What's that? Is he small?
No, come on, man. That would be the least of my concerns. He has tattooed on his arm "Humble Beast." I don't know how humble you can be if you're advertising it. It's not a very humble thing to do to talk about how humble you are and put it on your arm.
Look, I always remind everyone how nice I am when I hold the door for someone. I always make sure if I do something nice,
you gotta remind them.
I advertise it. Okay, I broadcast it. All right,
come on, man. Good for him.
Hey, I got a quick sidebar. If you could, Jimbo, draft any player that's now
got some more movement. You want me to spoil it or no?
No, not yet.
No picks, but there's activity.
Oh, I did see activity here.
Wait, don't kill it for me, guys.
I won't. If you could take any player in Ravens history who's now no longer playing and draft him as a rookie this year for the Ravens, who would you take?
Probably J.O. It's our most shoot. Ronnie's going right to right tackle for a year.
Yeah.
Or he's sitting the bench. I don't know what else you're doing.
Well, yeah, because
imagine J.O. for the next 10 years.
I keep going back to T-Sizz, man. I keep going back.
That's a hard one to pass up too, but I think it's less.
Because as a rookie, you got to think you're getting the rookie version. As the rookie, Terrell Suggs, how many sacks did he have? 12? As a rookie?
Yeah.
Because you can't. Ray. As much as I'd like Ray, Roquan is a pretty damn fine replacement for Ray Lewis. And even at safety, I like Marcus Williams. I like Kyle Hamilton. But at the same time, imagine Ed Reed and Kyle Hamilton as your two safeties.
Yeah.
Woo! That would be a scary, scary tandem. Jason, since you're a Cowboy fan, I'll give you the same question. Any Cowboy in history you can draft as a rookie to add to this Cowboy team. What do you take? Who you taking?
Oh, getting rookie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just imagine him. He's a rookie right now. He's in this draft class. I mean, you know what he turns into, but you're going to get the rookie version of him. You're not going to get the Hall of Fame version.
Give me Larry Allen.
Larry, look at you guys going in the trenches.
Oh, DK said Chris McAllister.
Oh, that'd be spicy too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
I don't know. How do you think Chris would do today, though, with the different,
physicality?
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I think he would
called for a lot of penalties.
Yeah, he'd be like a walking. That would be my only concern.
Yeah, he gets a little handsy.
Yeah.
He gets a little handsy, but it's interesting. You guys both go in the trenches.
Yeah.
You out of here?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah. All right, brother. I'll see you, man.
Tell him get some sleep.
Yeah, get some sleep, Jimmy said.
What's that?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what is that? Steven says
you're telling me, dude.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, you want to say hi, Cam? Yeah. You say hi. All right, Cam, jump in here. Come on now. Don't be shy now. Oh. You said you wanted to say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
How are you?
What's up, Cam?
Next generation.
Live.
No, yeah, literally carbon is like copy paste. It's insane. How you doing, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Who are the Ravens picking?
I don't know. Wait, what are the
sit up tall?
What are the picks for the Ravens? Like
we haven't picked
30.
30?
Yeah.
Who are some of the players? I don't know any of the players.
Well, then you're not going to be able to give us anything. You're not giving us
anything.
anything.
Come on, Cam. You got to come over here prepared, bro.
It's Jason. It's my son, Cam.
What's up, Cam?
Hi, Jason.
How are you? Cooper DeJean. That's our pick.
Cooper DeJean.
There you go.
I like that. That's Jimmy's favorite.
I want what's that one dude that's Hawaiian? Like
I don't know.
He was with
oh boy.
Kingsley.
Forgot
Kingsley,
his name.
there you go.
No, his last name started with an F. Like
I think he's gone.
Really?
Yeah. I think you're talking about the tackle.
Cam's too busy back there dunking the basketball on his basketball hoop.
Fuaga.
Fuaga. Yeah.
Fuaga's gone, buddy.
Dang.
Fuaga's the same.
No, not Fuaga. Fuaga.
Fautano?
Yeah.
He's already.
No,
not like that. The other dude.
It's the only Tongan word I know.
Talking about.
He's in college.
All right, Cam has made his one appearance on the show. Go do some research and come back to me with
Come on, Cam.
Yeah, dude. The lights were too bright for the young whippersnapper.
You tell him he's got to get it together because him and Henry are going to have to run this one day.
Yeah, that's right. This is a family business.
Yeah, we're going to pass it down, dude. You guys better be ready. You got big shoes to fill.
That's right. Literally.
Yeah.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was, Brad. He was talking about the only well, no, there's a couple remaining tackles, right? We got a few left.
Still got Mims, Fautanu, Barton. Then you get into Kingsley.
I gotta stop looking ahead.
I
didn't mean to look ahead, and I got pissed off.
Oh, Glenn, why you do this?
I didn't mean to. I was looking at who's available, and that just so happened when I clicked on the screen, it was right there. It was.
Is it Cooper? Is he gone?
No.
It's a tackle then. Is it Mims?
It's Mims.
God.
So they want all the biggest guys. They want the biggest right tackle, the biggest fake left tackle, and now they get the biggest drafted tackle. I mean, Jesus, they got nothing but beef on the offensive ends. I mean, holy shit.
Well, that's still a bummer that they're missing a left tackle.
Yeah, they still don't have a.
They have two right tackles. They got a guy dancing with two left feet.
They got three in my book. Now that he's a Bengal, I'm going to trash
him. Unbalanced.
Yeah, exactly. Bring him in. Just put him at tight end. Bring him in. But yeah, they got a lot they got some beef on that offensive line. And look, it's smart by the Bengals. You got to continue to invest in the offensive line if you're going to pay your quarterback. And I don't think you can rely on who's the right tackle they got. He's old as hell. I'm blanking. They just
who, the Bengals?
Yeah.
Trent Brown?
Yeah, Trent Brown. You can't expect that guy to play all 17 games. So I think this is a smart pick by them. I hate to say it because I don't like when any of our – you like that pick?
It makes sense. I hate it for my mock because it's out of containment, which is I like to like. What I like is if I have misses and they stay within the range that I have them picked, then it doesn't ruin the back. But that's a one that jumps up 12 spots. So we're getting kind of in the weeds here.
But at least you still had him in the first round, right? Like how many of
guys?
Oh
yeah. I'll tell you this: the board is doing well. Patriots aren't there to screw that up.
That's right. Even so,
Patriots
Penix
and the
didn't
Raiders.
do you too bad. Penix.
No, I had him in the first round, but
okay.
Not late. I had him 31 to the Raiders, trading up with San Francisco.
I'm gonna check on Henry real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right,
so
DK, you can hop me off real quick if you want.
So it goes defense, and then back to the offensive side of the ball, getting a tackle. What do you see the Rams do? I know you mentioned that you thought Byron Murphy might be a natural landing spot here. Oh, sorry, I didn't even get to. Did you guys talk about Steven's question here? No. Okay. Thank you, DK. Steven says, is there any way that the extended Bateman was to trade him? So wherever he goes to, it isn't a 1-year loan. I tell you this. I think that it's pretty clear he's not going anywhere based on his posts on IG and all that stuff where he's kind of like acting as if, hey, I got the last laugh. All you trolls were wrong. But if you just looked at the trade from a distance and didn't look any further, I would say that the extension doesn't necessarily mean they can't trade him. I would say he's a more attractive trade piece when you eliminate that possible $14 million fifth-year option by signing to a deal early and getting for much less than that. So I don't think if you just looked at the contract and the player, I don't think that means he's not going anywhere. I just think his reaction to the contract, the post I've seen from him on Instagram, says that he's pretty confident he's not going anywhere. But yeah, I guess we won't know what happens until the Ravens are picking at 30. But yeah, I'd be surprised. What's up?
Yeah, I won't pretend to understand anything about the contracts. I think, at least from my standpoint, usually the case is if you have a guy like that, you trade him to the receiving team and then they sign the deal or do whatever they want to. Like the Diggs trade to the Texans, like they voided that. So he's basically turned into a rental despite having years left. So
yeah. I don't know. I used to see, look at DeAndre still wants Leggett.
Possibly.
Everybody always wants receivers. And look, I can't talk. My last mock, I had Leggett because the tackles were all gone and I had what was in front of me. And so I went with Leggett. But
if you're wiped out, are you trading back? Would you prefer to do that?
I think I only if it's not too deep. Like I don't want to go back to like 44 or I think like if it's still a reasonable drop and like you can
mid-30s.
Yeah, I'd go back there. Yeah. That's fine. The only question is who's coming up now. The 6 QBs are gone. Is there any chance there's a team that still loves one of the
I think Washington's still possible. I had them coming up for Morgan in the final mock, and I know like there's a little minefield there again. You look at the Chiefs, the Patriots are in there in that mix before they go up at 36. So like they might just get a little antsy and want to get up.
There goes the Mims announcement.
Okay, cool. So I was asking how far behind I was.
You tipped that real early because they're now just coming on with the pick.
Yeah. Dude, it's not me. It's PFF.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I haven't been looking outside of just like waiting for them and they go to commercial and it's like they'll just let me see
that is
so
a
I can
mountain of a man.
I like how people are saying I want Kool-Aid in the chat, and then my wife puts in the chat, I just made Kool-Aid, and she legitimately did just make Kool-Aid. So,
Dude,
Katie,
you know what?
That's not the Kool-Aid, Katie. That's not the Kool-Aid they're referring to. Okay.
However, they are spelled the same.
Yes, I know. It's hard to believe, but that is legitimately up. She made blue raspberry. Okay, she made blue raz, which is very yummy. Let me tell you, that blue raspberry is off the chain.
410 Sports Talk brought to you by Blue Raspberry Kool-Aid.
That's right.
Dude, I gotta tell you what though, the kid Mims holding the phone right here reminded me of the Zoolander phone.
From tiny?
Yeah, it's all little. Like
it's like Shaq holding things. There's like a whole category on Reddit, Shaq holding things, because how small he makes everything look he puts in his hands. Yeah, Mims is certainly challenging. He's not quite Shaq big, but what's he, 6'8" and some change? I mean, geez. And the way he can move at that height. Oh my god. And that size, the way he can move. Oh, Yeah, he is yes, massive and can absolutely move.
Good grief.
Yeah, look at his hands.
He's in
Look at him.
college.
Shaq O'Neal's little cousin, bro.
Yeah, he is a giant of a human. Okay, so this isn't necessarily good in my mind because I don't want tackles going, but I guess it's gonna happen, right? Like, so who's left on the tackle list? So we got is it Fautanu? How do you say his name?
Fautanu.
Fautanu. Okay, so Fautanu's on here.
Martin is coming at tackle, but he's kind of projected to be center or guard, so inside. But if you wanted to, you could try it. Then after that, be Guyton, Morgan, Kingsley.
How big of a reach would Kingsley be? Like, let's say they fell in love with him. Would that be considered a massive reach in the community?
I've kind of started seeing mixed opinions now. Like Jeremiah had him in like the 4th round.
Oh,
which he had posted about. I'm not seeing it with some of these tackles, and it was him. I think it was
Patrick Paul,
Gale, Kieran. Patrick Paul, I think, was one of them too.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens paid him to do that.
Probably.
He's
got to
still on
tank
the
that
payroll.
stock a little bit.
Yeah, he's still on the payroll. Look, Ozzy called him up and said, "Dude, I made you what you are today.
That's right.
You helped me out.
You owe me.
Yeah, so
you owe me."
It was those 3 guys, and then you hear from Patrick Paul, and he's like, "There's teams that have a 1st-round grade on him. I'm not a team, and I do not have that on him."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Jesus. So Fautanu is right now. I mean, he's the outlier on my list right now. Like, he is so far and above.
There was a late thing about his knee being flagged.
For who? Sorry,
Fautanu.
Fautanu.
Look at me.
Because I really thought about him in the top 10, and then I saw that. I was like, well, and then I didn't know what to do with him, so I just put him with Seattle like everybody else pretty much did.
Dude, is it me? Are you seeing the draft party for LA on the TV right now, Jimbo?
Yeah.
It looks pathetic. Like, I gotta say, I know there's a lot going on in LA that you could be doing on the draft, but that is the saddest draft party I've ever seen. Like, there's 200,000 people around Detroit right now. There's like 150 in LA.
And half of them that were just random people on the beach that day didn't even know
the beach. I was like, over here, like
they look like extras for like a scene from Baywatch.
Yeah.
I got people scrambling, like, come this way. We'll give out free shit. Like, no one was there. That was the saddest live
Did they put a field
party
on the beach? Is that legit or is that VR?
Yeah, exactly. I think it was fake. I think it was those Google glasses. I think it was creating that. Holy sugar. That was sad. And that's the team. Like, that's the preferred team in LA.
Well, the Lakers are in the playoffs right now. The Clippers in the play. I don't even know if any games are on tonight, but I'm trying to help any way I can here.
Yeah.
Justify it. It's pretty embarrassing.
That and look, this isn't something we see often. The Rams with a 1st-round pick. This should be a joy. This should be a holiday in LA.
Yeah, what are they doing with this, Jason?
What's your guess?
The Rams? Well, I already know it, but I mean,
oh, dang it!
I had them going Turner. It's on the TV, man.
Oh, it's on TV.
What?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm still on TV. I don't see it yet.
Well,
Jason's closer to the feed. He's on Central Time.
I don't know. But no, they've been connected to Edge, so I mean that's a very strong possibility. And I think they've lost a couple, like we talked about Murphy. That was just that was low hanging fruit, I think, for mock drafting purposes. But like I had at the end, I had them taking Turner because I thought he might slip a little bit, which in a way he did. He only went 2 picks ago. And then I thought about putting Chop there.
Yeah.
Because it kind of suits what they look for from an athletic profile standpoint.
Yeah, I think Miami is a shot at it as well.
Really quickly, Jason, what's your take on? Well, we'll talk after this pick because DK wants to talk corner.
Yeah, I want to. I think that's a great point from DK.
He wants to talk about a few guys, so we'll talk right after this pick. I haven't seen it yet.
Yep. You hear my son in the back?
No, what do you say?
He said the guy's name who just got picked.
Did he?
Is it on your screen yet, Jimbo?
Stop talking
There it is. Jared Verse.
Yeah,
Florida State edge.
There he is. So they go edge, which, I think they definitely need to find some pass rush, and they'll find it. They'll find it in him. But as far as with corners slipping right now,
yeah.
What's your take?
That's actually nuts. I just looked at that now. Like, I'm losing track of who's going and not for neither one of those guys, because they were both kind of talked about as being the first defensive player off the board.
Right. And
we have the massive run on the offense to start, and now you have those, and it's lining up perfect for Pittsburgh, for Philadelphia to take them. And they were talking, at least reports, I don't know how much smoke it was, that they were looking to trade up with Denver at 12 to go up for corner.
Dude, Pittsburgh is thrilled right now. I mean, are you kidding me? They got their choice at Pitt. I mean, I do want to get your take on Terrion Arnold versus Nate Wiggins versus Kool-Aid McKinstry. If you're the Ravens at 30, because I saw the latest mock, I believe it was Daniel Jeremiah, had Nate Wiggins out of Clemson being linked to us. What's your take? I know some people say he's a little slight, and they're a little bit worried about that. Like, they compared him to the Commanders selection last year, who we saw up close and personal during training camp, get absolutely cooked by Zay Flowers, Emmanuel Forbes. Do you see similarities between Forbes and this guy? And what's your overall comparison with Kool-Aid, with Wiggins, and with DeJean?
Well, I think there are like three different players. Like Wiggins, I have the lowest because the weight does. It's a little bit of an issue for me. I really liked Forbes last year, but like he kind of had a rough year.
Oh yeah.
But I think even though he is slight, Nate Wiggins, I think he's a little bit better built than Forbes. Forbes was like rail thin.
Dude.
And
like
he had
inverted
a lot of
kneecaps thin, dude.
Yeah. So
that's what it looks like.
But Wiggins, he is like one of the better cover corners in this draft. The concern would be, like run support, and if being to come off like press or something like that, where like he can't physically handle it, but he's got the speed and the mirror and the catch up to be able to kind of handle it. So I ended up with him in the first round in my final mock, but I kind of had to force that pick because I needed somebody at 23, where the Vikings were initially, and then I had the Chargers actually making that trade that didn't happen tonight, and then picking Wiggins because they had kind of been connected to him as well. Kool-Aid, I just think, is really solid. But to your point, like it's more like a high floor. He might just be what he is. I don't know if you have a player that's going to get better as he goes along. I'm not wishing that on him. I'm just saying, like, as far as the ceiling, and then with the Alabama players, you never know really what you're going to get. Like, some of them turn out great. Some of them it never happens.
Right.
So,
some of them are hurt by it. Some of them are helped by it. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And Arnold came along this year, and sometimes it turns out to be the guys that didn't get the wear and tear. And Kool-Aid, I think, he's been starting since he was a freshman, I believe.
Yeah.
So
right.
He played a lot of college ball, and coming in with the injury and that sort of thing. I think, like I said, he's still pretty solid, and I have him kind of firmly in that late 1, early 2 range. But I have Cooper above both of them. Especially after the pro day where it seemed like he's healthy. He's still got the explosion after the broken leg and everything. So, but he has more versatility than both of those two. I don't think you can put Wiggins on the inside. Kool-Aid, I think, also is more of an outside. But Cooper, you can move him around.
Yeah, I think the Steelers are definitely going to pick one of the DBs remaining. Does Minka and Cooper work well together? I don't know about that. I mean, I think they got to go DB here. I thought with pass rush they got Highsmith, they got Watts. See, they're not going pass rush. Is there a linebacker that's valuable enough right now? Like who?
Not that early. Edgerrin Cooper from A&M would be the closest one in my opinion, but not at 20.
Still too high.
That would be a team like my thought would be like Seattle if they wanted to trade back, something like that. Maybe Dallas if they were wiped out, which at least at this point I don't think is going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait and see over the next few picks. But otherwise, like San Francisco maybe at 31. But like they're still in good shape. San Francisco, like they're not having to force a pick. But I just thought like Edgerrin Cooper did get some first round kind of rise after his pro day, and I think he's kind of clearly the best linebacker prospect. Colson from Michigan's kind of right underneath him, but not getting that high, I don't think.
Yeah. Oh man, everyone's telling us in the chat.
Yeah,
everyone's telling us in the chat.
I'm not even looking. I got the private chat up.
I am not liking what I'm seeing, but
Corey Taylor, the punter from Iowa in the first round.
Yeah, there you go. That would be lovely. I would absolutely love to see that. But no, I think it's a position I've seen mocked to them in the last few days a ton. So it's not shocking. I think it's surprising who they got at that spot because I think it's definitely some slippage there. But man, I just hate it how it just seems like every year the AFC North is getting better. I mean, the Steelers are always good, but the Browns are starting to make the right picks. The freaking Bengals are starting to do the right thing. And I don't like any of that. I'm used to the Steelers being good at this thing,
right?
But not the whole damn division.
Can we go back to the days where the Ohio games were gimmies, please?
Yeah. Like it was just layups to go to Ohio. Like
at least Cleveland, right?
Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati's had, we had our battles with them back in the day, but then we also had a lot of lean years playing against Cincinnati. So,
oh yeah,
but damn, I hate that it's being spoiled, and then I have to just sit on it and wait because, well,
I'll jump through the screen.
I won't. I'm not gonna say a word, dude. It's safe with me, but it's being announced right now. I see Goodell up there with. Is that Cam Hayward next to him? I think it's Cam Hayward standing next to him.
Look, Cam, I'm not.
Dude, how long is that tie?
Your tie should not go past your belt buckle, bro.
Dude, that tie is so
tie doesn't
long,
pass
bro.
The top of the belt buckle, dude. Come on, Cam. You're 6 foot 1,000.
That's right, dude. How long? Imagine you wearing that tie,
dude. It would be onto my ankles. So the bottom of it would just be dirty.
Just be dragging in the dirt.
Be like a public school mop.
Oh my, look at the size of this guy. Holy shit. How many years is this guy? I will not be sad when I see him retire.
I know, for real.
Heck of a player. Got a lot of respect for that guy, but damn, I'd be glad when he's gone.
Yeah, just hang him up, Cam.
Oh man. Let me know when you see the selection here, Jimbo, because it is currently on my screen.
Hold on.
I know you're a little behind. When do you think Brian Thomas goes here? Is he a first rounder in your book here, Jason?
Yeah, I had him higher, but the medical flag got that from pretty reliable source that got it from an even more reliable source that he has a shoulder, probably needs surgery before the season. So
yeah, that'll do it. That'll get you.
He can slide right there to Buffalo for you.
Yeah, Buffalo is in desperate need. Holy smokes!
All right.
Man, one man, look at the sombrero on that guy. Holy smokes. Did you see the pick?
It's depends on what you're watching.
Another tackle out the door, huh? I like this kid too. I don't know what your
Cam's guy. This was Cam's guy that he kept trying to come up with the name. He said he started with an F. This was his guy. So
I like him. I don't know what your take on him was, Jason, but I like this kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee while Jason delivers his take and tell us that he's trash.
But he's gonna look. I mean, is he gonna be on the inside then?
I can't do that.
I think they're gonna put him at tackle. I think he proved that like he has the athleticism to do it, and for what the Steelers need, they took Broderick Jones last year on the right, and at least from what I gather in Steelers Nation, they're not too happy with continuing to have, I believe it's Dan Moore as their left tackle. So I think he slots in there. He's a little bit short, I guess, from a tackle perspective, an inch or two. But but has the length, has the ability to move.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to put him at tackle. I had them looking at Graham Barton.
Right.
Do they also need a center? Some people have said Fautanu could play center. I don't know that I would do that. I think you put him at tackle, let him play what he played, and I think you can do it. But yeah, it's, like I said, I had him much higher by the end, kind of looking in that top 10 to 14 type range. But I think at least it seems like, and again, maybe the Steelers are fine with it. There was a flag on his knee that's more of the long-term kind of deal than anything immediate.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny when the pick was made, you guys knew what it was. I keep getting nervous that it's going to be my guy. So I'm relieved that it's not, but also I think this is a good pickup. And like Glenn said, it's frustrating, of course, anytime you see the AFC North get better, and certainly you don't want to see the Steelers continue to get better. Because if the way that I saw it last year was that offensive line started to get it together while relatively young, like the last 5 games of the seasons, I felt like they really started to get it together along with their guy in the backfield, who I'm also not a big believer in Najee Harris. I think he's just a volume guy in my opinion. But anyway, all that being said, I just take a knock at the Steelers anytime I can. But ultimately, though, I think this is a solid pick for them, and building that offensive line. Now, the other thing that will be interesting too, of course, Russell Wilson is a starting quarterback, but if you add this kid, your running game is already clicking, and you add a guy like Justin Fields at quarterback with Najee Harris, from a run game standpoint, you can get some early success if you're not getting much in the passing game, if you have that type of a setup, right? Like, I don't know how much of this you watched, but like when Lamar came in for Joe Flacco, I'll never forget his very first drive as the full-time starter. We ran the ball 9 times and scored a touchdown. Like, it was Gus, Lamar, Gus, Lamar, Lamar, Gus. You know what I mean? It was just back and forth, right? And so, like, maybe you see a little bit of that with Pittsburgh if Justin Fields does get on the field. I'm not saying to that extreme. Obviously, Justin isn't a rookie. But you can certainly get some lightning in a bottle if you really lean on the run game. So that'll be interesting to see how it goes for the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do there. If they're just kind of like Russ is the 1 year, and then Justin Fields is like they want to bring him along, or if they're going to actually let him compete. I don't know.
I mean, if it's a full competition, I think Fields has just as good a shot at winning that competition.
No, yeah, I agree.
But the question is, do they want to just try and ease him into it? Not cannonball him into the deep end, just walk down the ladder into the pool.
Yeah,
I think that's the plan. But we didn't ask you your take on why is Quinyon Mitchell still on the board.
Couldn't tell you. I mean, I think it just comes down to the stack that these teams have. Some of them actually have, much higher needs. Like, I think as far as like Pittsburgh is concerned, like I didn't really peg them as like a first round corner type draft for this time. And that was only because the offensive line needs were so much. And then really like the other connections in between with, Did Jacksonville pick, or they traded out?
Yeah, they did.
They traded out. So Jacksonville was the one that I thought would have been there, and so they'll be coming up again here. If it was the Vikings pick, they'll be back up at 23. I'm only looking at my board for players. I'm not sure what the draft order is now, but yeah, I mean, I think that's the only thing. I think the only kind of question with Mitchell is playing at Toledo, not SEC or Big Ten, that kind of thing, the level of competition. But everywhere you look, it's like he's right there. If he's not 1, he's 1A. With
there's no way he gets past the Eagles at 22, right? Like they are.
I don't know what to do with the Eagles because like they pointed it out like Eagles corner, and they've not drafted a corner in the first round since 2002. And they've needed corners.
Well, why is it still listing wide receiver as their number 1 need? What is going on, PFF? They just paid both their guys.
Yeah, somebody's falling asleep on the job. Yeah. I didn't even peg that before they signed the guys as wide receiver being the need. Right. I thought the most likely thing for them would be to start kind of planning for the future on that offensive line. They build in the trenches. I think they've taken enough defensive tackles over the last few years.
I was going to say, you don't think they're going to take another defensive lineman?
No, they're going to be smart asses and go Lad McConkey. Go Georgia and wide out.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there was a little bit kind of like, are they going up for Bowers? I was like, why not?
All right, hold on, Jason, real quick while it's on the TV screen. Mel's best available is Cooper DeJean, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, Graham Barton. Is it Kenyon Mitchell?
Quinyon
Mitchell.
How is that way off from who you think the ones that are available to you in your mind are? What am I trying to say? Oh my gosh.
So Xavier Worthy, I have a little bit further down.
Okay.
I've got my ones left: Brian Thomas, Graham Barton, Chop, Quinyon Mitchell, Terry, and Arnold.
Okay. So, I mean, can you guys remember a draft where we're 21 picks in and not a single corner's been taken? Like, what is going on?
Crazy. The Ravens are taking a corner.
They gotta. They
have to. And DK is shouting from the rooftops that we take Quinyon.
Dude, he's jumping up and down. And all I know is Jimmy's getting more and more nervous every pick that DeJean is still.
Can you tell by my body language?
I honestly can. Like, I can see you're sitting on the edge.
Me biting my nails?
You're like, please.
Well, you're gonna survive with the Dolphins. They're not looking there.
No, they end up going Chop Robinson at 21.
Yes. I'm back in the win column for the mock.
Right.
Did you call that exactly?
I got that one, Chop. I had them trade him down though.
But you nailed it. I love it. Look, we don't just invite any old person on here, Jason.
That's right.
Okay? We know why you're here. You're here because you're the best.
That's what I want. I was like, all the picks are happening early. Like, let's get into the deep waters and see what happens in this first round. That's where I'm trying to make up some. Well, I'm still doing okay. Like I said, it got thrown off early, but we're at 7 out of 20, or what? Let me say 7 out of 21. Well, that's somebody else that didn't have Penix in the first round. And the top is 11 out of 21. So
wow,
we're still doing okay. We still got 11 picks to go.
That's right. A lot can change. Now, as much as Jimmy's going to get nervous as he waits to see if his guy gets taken, Dallas, look, you can say what you want. I know you're going to be sitting on the edge of your seat at number 24, which is just a couple picks away, Jason.
If Graham Barton can get there, dude, I'm going to be very happy about that.
How upset are you going to be on the other end of that if he gets there and they don't take him?
Oh, I can't wait to have Jason. You're not going anywhere, by the way, for this 24 pick. I can't wait to see you and your reaction, knowing you're a diehard Cowboy fan, to see what they do.
If they did the off the wall thing that came out there, with Xavier Worthy, I'd be like, what are y'all doing? I'm glad he's fast. I'm glad he's fast because that's what you're going to need to get him the ball because nobody's there to block.
That's right.
I'm so fed up with my team after this week.
I can't imagine they're going to pass up on some of these sexy wide receivers out there.
I'll tell you this: if they took a corner, like if one of those corners they were okay with doing that, I'd be okay.
What's Diggs' status heading into this season?
I think Diggs should be healthy. Like he tore the ACL. I believe that was what it was, and that was like week 3. So I think he should be back. They've still got Deron Bland, Stephon Gilmore. They didn't re-sign, but he's still out there, available as a free agent.
Yep. If
they wanted to bring him back,
well, then they don't need a corner, Jason.
Hey, it's about value. I mean.
I'm just trying to talk you out of it because I want the Ravens to get one of those top guys now. Now I'm starting to get full-on quarterback mode, and I'm getting hopeful. I don't like being hopeful because that means I can be disappointed. Cooper DeJean, number 1 available, by the way.
I'm just burying my head in the sand right now. That's why I feel like I'm not even talking enough right now because I'm so like.
Dude, he'd be a perfect Eagle. Think about it. They need corner and safety help. Bada bing, bada boom. He checks both of them.
The funny thing about that, they have a player kind of like that, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, which is so funny because he trashed their fan base on the way out when he came to Detroit, and now he's back there. It's just like, oh, dude.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I love that. Yeah, and I tell you what, Detroit missed him. Detroit could have used him. So yeah, there's no doubt he was a loss. But the pick is in. Now it hasn't been announced. I'm not going to spoil it. Man, she better be careful. That dress is dangerously close to a wardrobe malfunction on this young lady.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
There's a young lady sitting next to cornerback Nate Wiggins that when she leaned over, it was dangerously close to a wardrobe malfunction, which you don't want to do on live TV, especially on ESPN, which is a Disney-owned network as far as I remember.
That's right.
We can't be having that now.
Wait, he's in the green room? And that's his outfit?
Yeah.
I think he's
or is he at home?
I think he's at home.
Who? You talking about Nate Wiggins?
Nate Wiggins?
I thought he was in the green room.
I don't think so. He might have some setup there, but I don't think that he's there.
Okay.
By the way, how cool is it that Eminem walked out? That dude, freaking love M, dude. That was so cool at the beginning of the draft.
Hell yeah.
Sweatpants and a sweatshirt and a hat, dude, and some J's.
But I will say this, M, where were you during the lean years, M? I didn't see you. I didn't see you out there until Dan Campbell got there and got these boys playing better football. I didn't see you when you're 0 when you were that 0-16 team. I didn't see you.
He was still watching him. He was just at home though.
Yeah, but I need to see you during the lean years too, not just when they're good. Call yourself a diehard.
Did you see the Zoltar machine that they have there? It's Dan Campbell that like like from the movie Big where like.
Oh, I remember Zoltar. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They've got one of Dan Campbell, and it's like spitting out catchphrases.
Dude, he is a walking catchphrase. I love it. I absolutely love it. Holy smokes. All right, the pick is in. Looks like we're about to get an announcement here. Jimbo.
Come on, Eagles.
Don't be DeJean, please.
No, seriously, dude.
Now I'm starting to fall in love with Corner. How did I get here?
I know.
He's going to get there. The way this is going, he's going to get there for y'all. Just wait.
Is this reverse psychology? Are you jinxing us? Are you actively
No, I'm serious.
Where is knock on some wood?
Seriously.
Serious.
Oh my gosh. So if they're not going Cooper here, where are they going?
One of the other two. Because they're higher on the board.
Oh, I love it. Am I the only one drinking? Am I the only?
Yes, Glenn.
All right.
Yeah, I don't drink, so.
Neither do I. What the hell? DK in the back, my guy. Nobody likes to drink alone. DK's got one, my man.
Well, no one likes to drink alone because you're an alcoholic, right?
Huh?
Then you're an alcoholic if you drink alone, right? Isn't that how it works?
Exactly. It's shameful. No, I have DK here, so I got to drink.
There you go.
But it's going to get off the rails here because
he's going to be taken right here, my guy. I might hit the computer screen off the.
All right, I'm going to try not to show my reaction because
I got 10 picks to do better than last year.
You got 10? Okay.
Yeah, I got 36 last year. I think I got 36 last year. And now we're up to 36 with.
Don't look at me and pull the one earbud out of your ear, Jimmy, so you can't hear me when I react. All right, here he goes. Pick is in. How many more years do you think Goodell can do this, Jason?
Oh, I don't know.
He's getting paid well.
He's getting paid well. I think didn't they just give him a new contract?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Who's the trust, the board of directors that?
Yeah, who does he negotiate with?
I guess maybe it's like the owners. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's got to be a representative of all of them, I would assume.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, so Jordan Mailata is going to deliver it. Okay.
Save this stuff for day 3, man.
I know. I'm with you, Jason. I hate this crap.
And I hate it on day 3 too because
I know, but it's tolerable.
Yeah, because I stopped watching then. I just follow it online.
I didn't make any reaction, Jimmy. You see this? See this?
His beach is about as populated as the Rams one.
Yes.
All right, now this still isn't yes because it's one domino.
That's
I didn't want to call. I was kind of getting my hopes up.
But Glenn, you got me all nervous.
Taps with Quinyon in the chat, dude. He's getting me hyped, and then there he goes. Quinyon Mitchell off the board. No, but I did get you nervous, didn't I? You thought it was Cooper, didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
So what is Quinyon? More of a man guy, a zone guy? What is he, Jason, if you recall?
Oh, I'd have to look. Sometimes I don't spend a lot of times on these first round guys because they're just going.
Since you already
Let's see what. Let me give a plug for Dane Burglar's Beast.
There we go.
I get worried about small school corners.
A balanced size speed athlete who stays in phase up and down the field, doesn't panic, and makes plays on the football at a high rate. His tape and traits, so an NFL-ready starter with a bright future.
Okay. All right.
Plus, finding Toledo tape is not easy against good competition. So,
30. Little bit, buddy. Little bit. He's like Witherspoon, but better at man. Okay. Wow. Witherspoon ended up being a hell of a first-year corner.
What's this jump going to be like, though?
Okay. Dallas is up next after Jacksonville. So Jacksonville.
Give me Graham Barton.
Is Jacksonville going to the line? What's your
I think they would go Terry and Arnold here. Terry and Arnold or Brian Thomas Jr.
Come on. Go wide out again. Because they did just lose Calvin Ridley, right?
Yeah, he signed with the Titans. So they have Christian Kirk. They have Gabe Davis from the Bills, who they signed.
Yeah.
Which is why I like Brian Thomas. I think Brian Thomas is better, but the same type of player. So they may look at, I thought A.D. Mitchell would be in consideration here because I thought Brian Thomas Jr. more or less would be gone, but the injury kind of complicates that. So they could probably absorb that and let him, recover and still be okay. And then, have the ceiling there to bank on later in this year. But, yeah, I don't know. They were kind of corner from the beginning, and I don't think they did anything to change that.
Man, I bet the Eagles got to be hype right now, man.
So last year the Cowboys picked a defensive tackle for the first time in the first round in forever, and the Eagles finally broke their streak this year by taking a corner in the first round.
Yeah.
You don't think the Eagles are still worried about what the heck is happening with their team in general?
I know the personality, it just seems like they totally imploded from a personality standpoint. Yeah. And just
Jason's so happy about it.
I know.
I am. I stay as far away from that kind of discourse as I can. They can. I
just heard the pure joy in that laugh of yours, though. You could not.
I know.
Because, they look like world beaters come out the gate 10 games in. It's like, holy smokes. And then they just completely implode.
Yeah.
That was kind of puzzling. It did seem like a
Jason said and sighed and still had a smile on his face.
Yeah, they have.
I'm trying not to be biased, man. That's the hardest thing sometimes about doing
Why
this.
do you have to be biased when it comes to this?
No, I mean unbiased, because I have to kind of evaluate from that perspective.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's got to be technical and functional from a standpoint of who would they pick if I'm them?
I don't know.
I'll
Coach
take the
looks
worst
like he's
player on the board.
His homeboy is looks like he's getting a little round in the face. He must have been stressing out this offseason.
Jacksonville's pick is in. This might be.
Them khakis are looking a little tight there, buddy.
Yeah, bro. You stress eating, bro. We've all been there, brother.
Dude, tell me I'm the king of stress eating.
I want to look at the players who's available, but every time I do, I accidentally get updated
don't do it.
on the draft. So now I can't look at a list ahead of me, so I'm forced to just look
Is Jacksonville going are they in the market for corner, Jason? I think we just talked about this, and I was.
Yes.
Yeah. He thinks they go corner or wide receiver here. Was his
but I think it's more likely they were corner, except the thing that you have to think about with them is their head coach. I don't think he cares about defense wholeheartedly.
That's probably true.
Is there any tackles left, Jason, for the Ravens?
Morgan,
Guyton, and Morgan. And after that would be Kingsley.
I didn't want it to fall this way, man. I got to be honest. I'm pretty disappointed how it's fallen so far for us.
I hope Dallas takes Graham Barton. I've already got the Jaguars pick, so I'm full on to full on to the Cowboys. If they don't, oh, man.
Oh, he's gonna make their pick for him. Okay, here goes Jacksonville.
Oh, he's doing it. Oh my gosh.
Wait, I'm behind.
I don't know. I'm a wrestling guy, and I hadn't watched a whole lot. But Tony Khan, his dad owns the Jaguars, is rocking the neck brace. Was on their show last night. He's like selling the angle from the show.
I love it.
And Shad Khan was on there last night too, and I was like, "This is the stuff that y'all are doing the night before."
Wow.
Hey, Brian Thomas goes, Jason.
Yep.
So you were
There we
right.
go.
You said it was either Arnold or Thomas. It ends up being Thomas. So look, they say, yeah, we got weapons. We got wideouts. We got Devin Duvernay, who we just picked up, and we know he's a monster. But we're going to go with Brian Thomas also.
I told you he doesn't care about defense.
He really doesn't, because that is a deep receiver core. I mean, what does this make Devin Duvernay their fifth? I mean, you're talking.
Yeah, he's like, well, what the heck did I sign here for?
Well, I guess he's happy that at least the new return rules will make him relevant from that standpoint. But yeah, what Brian Thomas going there? That's puzzling. But Jason, you're on the clock.
We are.
What are you thinking?
Oh,
you got your wish list. What do you think?
I'm concerned that I want the Graham Barton pick so much, and then they're going to still go with Tyler Guyton, which I don't discount Tyler Guyton. I think he's good, but Graham Barton, I moved him up. I was like, man, I want that guy.
Where do you picture him?
I'll put him at center.
Okay.
And I will be happy with that.
And how
then,
much center?
Then we'll come back in the round. Come back around in the second and get Kingsley.
Well,
and
how
then
much
we've got
center
our
has
offensive
Graham
line.
Barton played?
What's that?
How much center has Graham Barton played?
Not much.
Well, what
been
makes
a while.
you so sure that he can do it?
Because when I watched him, I was like, that's a center.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And a lot of other people shared that opinion.
Did you guys draft a kid to play left tackle? Small school kid?
Left guard now. Left guard. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tyler Smith, Tulsa
Tulsa
played left tackle to start when Tyron Smith got hurt. Then once he came back and was able to play most of the time, he became an all-pro guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, are we going to kick him out or are we going to keep him at guard? And I think you get, the center. I know everybody wanted them to look at Jackson Powers Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I got some pretty good intel that wasn't going to be the case. And then it was down to like, I don't know that Graham Barton's going to get there, but that's what I wanted. And it's staring him right in the face. And I hope that they agree.
Well, so you like Graham Barton better at center than Jackson Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have him clear tier ahead.
Okay.
But I've had him as the first, number
Who's
one
the pick
center.
you'd hate the most right here? Name the guy you'd hate the most that would just piss you off, Jason, or the position.
If they take a receiver, because the value's not there to me.
Dude,
That's
sorry, Jason.
That's probably it. No, that's probably it. Like
receiver.
And if they took one or the other over Graham Barton, I'm not here for that. Take the guy who's right there for you.
I love that they go to commercial too. While you're on the
just
clock.
to make you wait.
I love it.
Did you guys see the clip that's going viral of the front office, one of the members of the front office from the Falcons trying to explain what happened to the owner when they picked Penix?
No.
Yeah,
sorry.
DK, I'm not going to get popped for copyright by Twitter, right? Okay, here. Hold on. Let me pop this up. It's pretty funny.
But I also know that, I know Dallas has a first-round grade on Tyler Guyton.
Hey, check this out. Watch.
Oh my goodness. Arthur Blank is going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How much did we just pay Kirk Cousins?
He's probably thinking that.
How much of my Home Depot stock did I just give up for all this?
Dude, I love this video, by the way. Look at it. Look at him. He's really selling him something right now. He is. He looks like my son when he's trying to convince me he needs more V-Bucks.
Right.
He's like, look, Dad, it's the skin in Fortnite. You don't understand.
Bro.
All the cool kids get it.
Bro.
They can become little salesmen, these children. When
It's
they
amazing.
Dude. They come with a whole case. They got a briefcase. He had manila folders, dude. He had tabs.
Had a whole sales presentation with a laser show ready to go.
Yeah, dude. I was like, who is this kid? He had a lawyer with him, dude.
No, I didn't, bro. A lawyer is crazy.
Had an NDA, everything set up, ready to go, dude.
This shit was crazy. I was like, did you have stamps made for this event? He had stamps. I was like, this guy is insane. Man, I want to look at the list because you know what? I'm going to peruse the list. I'm going to do it.
Glenn,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with my eyes closed. Halfway. That way I can pull up the player list. All right, I got the player list up. All right. So just real quick, Jason, while we have some time here, they're at commercial. Is anyone in the draft, do you think there's any chance a team has fallen in love with either Rattler, Michael Pratt, Jordan Travis, or Joe Milton? Any chance at all anyone wants that fifth-year option and go up to 30 to get that guy?
That's rich for me. I think Rattler is certainly going tomorrow. I think the only team that, like right now, is I have to go back to the needs, but like the Rams.
Have the Raiders gotten anyone?
The Raiders haven't. I mean, is Spencer Rattler that much better than Gardner Minshew? I don't know. I mean, I guess you draft him draft him the hope that he would be, but I wouldn't come up. They could get him at 44 or wherever they're picking in the second round.
I think it is around that.
And the other thing, I know we're talking about the Cowboys on the picks. Wait,
Dallas
they traded
out.
Oh,
wait, but isn't this good, Jason?
This means they have a bunch of guys that they like, Jason.
They had Grant Barton right there.
But you said he's a center. He's great. You have him listed as a center, right? So is it possible that they feel like they can get him later?
Maybe gets past Green Bay.
So Detroit was at what, 28? Where was Detroit?
Detroit was at 29.
29. Okay. So now Dallas is back at 29, I'm assuming.
There he is.
I think it's a safe assumption.
So I didn't even see Cole. I don't know if anyone saw Cole is
Cole's in here. My guy. Cole is in here. My guy.
Did he just hop in, DK? Okay. If you need a minute, Cole, that's fine. You pop in whenever you're ready.
He's like, I don't know. I'm drunk. DK's drinking. What are you drinking, DK? Let me see. Just hold it up.
Let me in, he said. Okay, there you go. You're in, Cole.
I have to assume they're trading up for Terrion Arnold, right?
That would make sense, right?
That would make a whole lot.
That's not a spoiler. I don't know that happened, but
okay.
No, but they've been connected to corner, usually like Kool-Aid. Yeah. They're late.
Wow. So
I was starting to get down with the Ravens trading up for a corner.
Dude, we were all getting hype on the corner train.
Through it over here, Cole. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
think
won't
they're
lie.
trading up to get DeJean.
Mims to Cincy and then Fotana
you might be
Pittsburgh.
right,
That hurt.
Glenn.
That hurt.
Yeah, Cole, that hurt bad because I was telling them when this picks were happening, I'm used to the Steelers doing well in the draft. What I'm not used to is the freaking Browns and the Bengals doing well in the draft, and that's unacceptable.
The only thing that's weird, like if I were the Bengals and I wanted tackle assurance for Trent Brown, which I'm assuming is why they went with Mims, but I also want someone that could play right away. Why did they not go Graham Barton? He's a guy that could come in and start at guard right away in their zone scheme. And then if Trent Brown gets hurt or their left tackle gets hurt, he could step right into tackle. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
I'll take that. I'm looking at the trade.
What's the trade? Would they
got him a third. 73.
Okay. Wow. That's what I kept saying. If the Ravens wanted to trade up into like 22 to 24, they'd give up their third to do it. So
I think they're I think they only have to give up a fourth though to get to the high 20s. If I remember correct, right, Jason, in that calculator we had to get up to 29, I think they only had to give up
at this rate to get up from back end to earlier in the 20s is a third, and that's what we just saw with Dallas and Detroit. That might have been a little bit of an overpay by Detroit, but to go up and
it must be a guy they're really in love with, right?
Get who you want.
Gotta be a corner, dude.
That's a good value. And I'd have to look
I'm going to lose my mind.
What they have.
Any chances DeJean here, Jimbo? Pair him with Brian Branch? You kidding me?
My mind. I'm trying to get prepared. I'm moving away from the computer, and I'm trying.
I love how you fell in love with him like a month ago. It just happened all at once. We start getting bombarded in our group chat with Cooper DeJean, and then I just feed it with his basketball highlights and him just dunking on people off vertical. This dude does a spin move, raises up, and absolutely bangs on dudes off 1 foot. This guy is nutty athletic.
Yeah.
He said he could beat Caitlin Clark in a game of 1-on-1.
I believe him.
Oh, I with his offhand.
He was all he wasn't a bump. Like,
yeah, a higher recruited player than Harrison Barnes, a lottery pick.
Pick's coming in right now.
Oh, here we go.
I looked up and it said added 2024 and Meek Robertson. I was like, who are they taking?
All right, no spoilers.
Nope. I'll be good.
Cooper
Don't look at the screen. Jimmy's nervous. I just like how Jason has to sweat it out for a lot longer now and hoping he's getting Graham Barton. Hey, Cole, Jason sees Graham Barton as a center. His center of the future is in Dallas. You agree?
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I think he can play all 5. Really.
There you go.
He obviously doesn't have the traditional length to play tackle, but he just reminds me of McCary, where it doesn't matter because his hands are, they're just black belt certified. Like they're the best hands you can find. But yeah, his best position is going to be inside. I think he's more of an emergency tackle. Kind of like Yonda. Like Yonda was like, he could play tackle, but his best position and the all pro position was inside. Right.
Oh, thank goodness. Another corner off the board, which
that makes too much sense. Like that's a really good trade for them with where they're at. And I mean, if Dallas is high on Guyton, moving back to 29 ahead of Baltimore, that makes a ton of sense. Like it's just, you pick up the 3rd and you're still getting a guy at your biggest position of need. I don't know what the hell the Ravens are going to do. Like
if Guyton's there, it's going to be him, but I don't think he makes it.
I was told today they don't like Guyton.
Really?
I was told today they do not like Guyton. They had Jordan Morgan higher on their board than Tyler Guyton.
It's going to be Jordan freaking Morgan. And you guys have been it all night. Jason echoed it. The physicality isn't there. And I don't want an offensive lineman that's not physical in the college ranks and expecting he's going to be turned into a physical guy in the pros.
Yeah, all of a sudden he turns physical.
Oh, man. Not in the AFC North. We can't bring a non-physical offensive
DK said, let's go with Wiggins.
Yeah, that's true. Wiggins is the guy I saw mocked by Daniel Jeremiah, who has.
DK also.
Oh my God, we're saved. Can I spoil a pick?
No.
Huh?
I want to spoil a pick. Can I spoil a pick, please?
If it's John Cooper, I will.
No.
Canada.
Can I spoil a pick if we're all happy?
Yeah, spoil it if we're all happy.
Okay, and I'm sorry, chat. You guys can get mad at me. Jordan Morgan to the Green Bay Packers confirmed.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
Yes.
We don't have to worry about it.
Hold on.
Listen,
I'm going to read left to tackle.
This is a text.
Who cares?
Listen, this is a text I just got from someone in the Ravens organization.
Okay.
Morgan to Packers, you're saved. That's all it says.
Wow.
We're getting Kingsley tomorrow.
I was going to say,
there's
still Blake Fisher tomorrow. There's still Kingsley. There's still a lot of day 2 right tackles that I think could transition to left.
Look, the Ravens feel confident that they can get a day 2 guy because they've done it in the past at tackle. They haven't done it very successfully at corner.
Can I interest you in Caden Wallace? Maybe 4th round.
Caden Wallace.
I love Caden Wallace. He could step in, and there's 3 guys that I have that I think could start at right tackle day 1. And these guys aren't the best ceilings. They're not ranked. But in terms of 3 guys that I think could start day 1, I have that are left. Roger Rosengartner at Washington. I don't really like him that much, but I think he could. Blake Fisher at Notre Dame and Caden Wallace out of Penn State. Those are the 3 I just said on Bobby. And Sarah's question was, if they wait till tomorrow, who could they draft that could start at right tackle? Those were the 3 I said.
I will say, Jimbo, if you recall in our 7-round mock, Blake Fisher in the 2nd round was your boy's pick. And that could be ultimately, but you had Kingsley in the second round.
Making it there.
And I do like Swamatea more than a lot of other people.
But 63?
Yeah, I think it's steep.
Does he?
Yeah, he's not going to get there. No, he's not going to get there.
That's why I took Blake, because I just think he's the more likely guy that'll actually.
I think that I could maybe put Christian Jones in there. I like Jones enough to play right tackle,
but I want a guy that can transition to left ultimately. That's what I'm hoping for, at least on the wish list.
Yeah, and see, that's what I like about Swamatea so much, because he's very raw. I keep comparing him. I don't think they're the same type of player, but in terms of what's going to make them successful, he reminds me of Tyler Smith coming out of Tulsa, because top to bottom, he just needed his technique refined, but he had all of the other elements to his game. He was athletic, he was physical, he was big. He was physical as shit at Tulsa. So he had those things, but he just needed to kind of clean up his technique from head to and he did, and he became an all-pro. Yeah. So that's kind of what and again, I don't think they're the same player, but in terms of what Smith did to become successful is what I think Swamatea needs to do to become successful.
Interesting.
Now,
when Jason, you're a Dallas fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do you think of that type of comparison?
No, I think that's very appropriate, and I think like the one
you guys
other
disagree on something. Jesus Christ!
I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
The one other dimension about Kingsley that's good is he's played left and right, and that's right. Like we talked about the projection of the guys in this draft. It just seemed like, oh, we'll just throw him over there. Like there's a learning curve associated with that. But Kingsley is one of the guys that has done it at a high level, and that's why I think it's attractive.
This is what I always say: if go to the bathroom and wipe with your opposite hand. Let me know.
Dude, I tried. It sucks because I pulled a muscle.
Glenn made a mess.
Dude, I had a dirty finger.
Glenn had to get in the tub.
The quality of the show has gone downhill in terms of the content the last couple of nights, gentlemen. I tuned in. And
I stay sober usually, so
Glenn, I don't know, were you sober when you were discussing, your issues when you were driving, you watched. Okay. I watched. I was tuned in because at the end you're like, we'll have draft picks on there. I was like, wait, what? You guys are gonna have me on? It's like, that's news to me.
News to you, man. Look, we pencil you right in on the schedule, whether we check with you or not. All right, you're in on the schedule.
You have to be. You're a mainstay. People expect you, Jason.
I know at this rate.
I just want to say that the whole chat is all in on Cooper now. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
On your side now. Well,
everybody.
My guy's still alive, by the way. Xavier Leggett's still out there. Let me just
Oh my gosh, stop it.
I'm just saying he's still out there.
Dead and gone.
All right, let's see.
Done sailed.
We'll find out. I know Cole really likes this guy, Jason, but I don't know if I've asked you your take on another offensive tackle that we're hoping might be there at least in round 2 if they don't get a guy in the first round. I'm talking about Patrick Paul out of Houston. I know Cole likes him. What's your take on him in the second round?
Second round, I think the value's pretty good there. I'm not probably as high on him. I think there's a little bit of work development wise that needs to happen with him, but if you're looking for a polished product after the first round, like it's going to be hard because it's either you go for the high ceiling or the high floor, and a lot of times the high floor guys, you're not going to get them where you would hope you would if you drafted somebody in the first round. But Patrick Paul would be fine for developmental tackle. And then if you needed to put him in a pinch this year, I think you could do that. I don't know that you would walk into the season hoping that that he would be starting at either one of those positions.
Okay, and there he is, Jordan Morgan. You were right, Cole.
Yep, called it.
Packers.
The Packers go with him. So look, we only got a few picks left, guys. It is coming down to the wire. The Buccaneers, I'm hearing, are in the market for pass rush. Is that what do you guys have them as their biggest area of need? Are you in agreement?
I think that or center. Which
Graham Barton?
I hope not.
I love how you've fallen in
love. I hope
with
they're
Graham
just
Barton
like Jackson Powers Johnson. Come on down to Tampa.
Who you like better at center? What's your thoughts on Jackson Powers, Cole? I don't know if I've asked you about him.
I love JPJ.
Okay.
Love him. I'd take him to the Ravens and play him at guard.
There you go.
Everybody gets mad, but that's what I'd do.
So you have him as the best guard center in the draft?
I probably have Barton ahead of him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably have Barton ahead of him as a center. I always rank Barton as a guard, but if the plan was to play center, Barton would be a better prospect than JPJ for sure.
Dang, I was really thinking you guys might disagree on that one. And once again, you guys,
I do like JPJ a lot though. What do you think about Brock Hoffman?
I need to see more.
I had him on. He came on my channel and broke down his film with me. He is I loved him. He's a badass too.
He has the right temperament. That's for sure.
He was a mean. he kept joking about it because I kept noticing whenever they'd run screens, when he'd let his player go, he'd smack him in the back of the head. So I had to ask him. I clipped 3 of his screenplays, and I'm like, "So are you like? Is this like? What are you thinking when you're doing this?" And he goes, "Hey, if I'm gonna pull the chair on you, you're getting smacked in the ass." And I was like, "I want you to be a Raven so bad."
That is all.
I mean, depending on how this pick goes, he might get a shot to start at center for Dallas.
All right, so here's the list I got.
Okay. Let me hear
DeJean. This isn't in order.
Hold on.
DeJean, Leggett, Kool-Aid, and Cooper.
I'm not out of it yet, Jimbo.
You're not
out of it yet.
Am I crazy? Who the hell's Cooper?
Yeah, isn't DeJean and Cooper the same thing?
No.
Cooper and Cooper, attorneys at law.
Okay, so he listed both. Okay, so DeJean, Leggett, Kool-Aid.
So
I
you're
did not
saying
want
I'm
Kool-Aid.
not dead in the water yet. I thought I was done. When Bateman got signed, I thought my Leggett pick, my
me
final
too.
mock
I
was
just gloated
trash.
all about it.
So Jimmy took DeJean and you took Kool-Aid?
I took Leggett. I took Leggett because in
took
my mock,
Leggett?
all the tackles were gone.
He did.
So I took Leggett, and then I got Blake Fisher in the second.
Dude, see, I like Leggett, but
I just want this to be known. This is a zero connection.
Only because there's been a ton of connections between.
No,
Leggett.
me and you don't. We're having people texting us, telling us who the Ravens like.
Yeah, we don't have any of that. All I know is I see smoke, and I go right to fire, and I see there's connection. I've heard rumblings that there's been connections between Leggett and the Ravens, so I went with him. So those 3, Jimbo. I know who you want. Who do you want if it's not? So you just don't want Kool-Aid. So you would want Leggett over Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Wow. What is it about Kool-Aid you don't?
Dude, you know what turned me off about him? And I probably shouldn't be this way, but I heard Vinny talking about him today.
Well, I think Vinny does film work. You can.
And he was like, he can be okay.
He didn't wow him.
And I was like, I don't want my first round pick to be okay. Like that was he was like, he can be okay. He can come in and compete. That was the extent of, he started talking about other things, but that was in summary, that was his description. He can be okay. And I was like, great.
Well, so Nate Wiggins is still out there, right?
Nate Wiggins still out.
Yeah, they must have those 2 over him.
Okay.
If I had to guess right now, I'd say it's going to be DeJean.
Straight back.
Dude, Jim, hey, by the way, Brad's right.
Your player like my team did.
Yeah, trade away from the guy who would fit you perfectly. No, Jimmy, Brad's right. If you come off the top rope, first of all, you jump into a show I didn't even think you're going to be in, and then you come off the top rope telling me how wrong I was about Leggett, and they end up getting him. You owe me a Times New Roman typed out apology letter.
What size font?
Double space, 12-point font. I want double space.
Well, what if I'm right 60 days before the draft?
You were sending me highlights and scouting reports about DeJean a long time ago. Dude, I will say that.
I would consider getting his jersey. Like, I like this kid a lot.
Dude, you don't have anybody's jersey. Your name is on the back of your jersey.
My name is on the back of my jersey. That's right.
Dang,
absolutely right.
You're still
you know what I always find so crazy? How far behind the TV coverage is.
Dude, so far behind.
Because I already have who I have the next 2 picks, and they haven't even made the Bucs.
Gosh.
Stop looking at him. Turn away.
You gotta stop. You gotta.
Cole, turn away.
Live information to break on the show.
No,
I'm not breaking the pick. I only broke Morgan because we all hate him.
We all hate him. And now he's gonna crash on him.
Jason's reaction should tell you guys who the Bucs just took.
Yeah. Oh no!
I was actually
they need
reacting.
To replace Jensen, right?
I was reacting to the fact that now it looks like they're on the phone to maybe trade back again. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
No, I already saw 26. So.
Well, then I can only assume that they replaced Jensen with Graham Barton.
That they've done.
And look, that's a good pick for the Bucs.
I swear, if any of this happens for the Ravens pick,
you guys better zip it up.
Get it
I'm
together.
trying not to be, but it's like they keep going to commercial. Like, let's move on. Like, I'm past the point where I want to sit here and listen to these guys talk about stuff anymore.
That's fair.
These guys, he means Jimmy and Glenn.
Yeah.
Well, no, you guys are okay. Like, I don't need the recycled kind of talking points off of ESPN or NFL Network anymore.
I'll tell you what, Graham Barton's got a jawline, dude. He could take a punch. See the jawline on that guy? Holy smokes.
Hey, you kidding. Now, wait a second, though. With Buffalo, didn't they lose?
They're going to take a receiver.
Oh, I guess they lost 2 receivers. Yeah, they lost 2 receivers.
I think the best fit for them is Adonai Mitchell, personally.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the Cardinals? I mean, they just got their receiver, so could they get DeJean? Oh, actually, you already said you saw, so I know they didn't. But they could have gotten Wiggins. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and see here. But man, it's starting to look like you might be right here, Jimbo. Are you getting excited?
You know what the Ravens are gonna do? They're gonna disappoint me, and they're gonna go Kool-Aid.
He's gonna be on the board.
I really think it's between Cooper and Kool-Aid. Like
that's the tipping point, the deciding factor.
Well, look, the Ravens have done really well at Iowa too.
That's true.
They've done really well at Iowa.
You know what could work out for trade? Like if they wanted to trade back, there has not been a wide receiver run, and it's going to start here with Buffalo, right? So
no, that's a good point. Is there any offensive lineman worth the Ravens take? Oh, you like Jackson? Anyone else worthy of the 30th pick at offensive line?
It really comes down to what you think of Guyton.
You hate Guyton.
Jason, are you cool hanging out, by the way? I mean, you've been on for a while. You cool hanging?
Yeah, I'm good. We'll get to the Ravens pick, and then I'll drop off and clean this up.
Appreciate
I don't know that you get Guyton if Dallas wants him. I think they made that move knowing they could probably get him.
Yeah.
But watch him get jumped. Watch him get jumped.
Or they get the guy you don't want. They get Jackson. I mean,
I know they're not going to take him.
Oh, you know it.
The intel that I got from a pretty reliable source was they had a 3rd round grade on him.
Wait, didn't you have the Ravens taking Darius Robinson? Jason, did I misremember that?
No, I haven't. I had him always going to Detroit.
No, they loved him. They loved Darius Robinson.
That's a possibility.
I think that would have been the pick at 30 if he fell.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to spoil it for everybody.
Yeah. He just goes. Okay.
I think you mentioned that then early, Cole. Maybe you mentioned him earlier when you were on. Somebody earlier today. I think it must have been you.
It was probably me because I got told that this morning.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. That was one of the 3 guys.
I was told Kool-Aid, Darius Robinson, and Jordan Morgan. And
I think Ladd McConkey here. What do you guys think? I'm going Ladd
for Buffalo.
I'm going Ladd to Buffalo. Yep.
I'm saying Adonai.
Just a.
I'm agreeing with Glenn on this one.
Yeah, I think it's Ladd. That's where.
First
that's
of all,
what I had them.
Yeah, they need to make sure they got whoever's personality fits with Josh Allen, because I heard it was pretty nasty rift between him and Diggs, and so I think that's one thing they want to make sure is that whoever it is that they don't have.
What point though? At what point does it become Diggs' problem?
Oh, the Bills traded.
Oh, it's Diggs' problem for sure.
Did they?
Yeah, the Bills traded the 28th.
Great. That's what we want.
Who's in?
Perfect.
They're getting Guyton, dude. Sorry, Jay. All right, Jason. Let's say Guyton's gone. Who you taking?
You
gotta dig deep.
I'm not prepared because I wasn't expecting Morgan to go off. I thought that would have been the pick. If I had to guess,
Oh,
I could see them actually trading back if they stood in. Maybe Edgerrin Cooper.
Wait. Who did the
Maybe
Buffalo Bills
Kingsley?
trade with?
Has this been a nightmare for
The
you?
Chiefs
so far,
traded
Nate?
up.
The
The
Chiefs
Chiefs
traded
did?
up.
The Chiefs traded up to 28.
Son of a.
I
And they need a
What do
corner.
the Chiefs need?
They need a corner. They just got rid of Snead.
Well, they could go receiver. They got the pick of the litter now.
Everybody's been putting him a
Freaking
tackle.
dude.
Everybody's been putting him. So maybe Guyton.
I don't know. I didn't see that. I thought they were looking for a left tackle. And I mean, I guess the idea is to flip Guyton no matter who picked him. But
I think
everybody kind of had Kingsley going to them at 32, which
I don't like Kansas City getting up there though.
Me neither.
Sick.
they have to be. That's why I was saying they have to be jumping Dallas for somebody, I would think.
Yeah, because Buffalo obviously thinks they're not taking.
Well,
See, I don't think they're taking receiver, right? Because
Buffalo?
Buffalo wants receiver. No, I'm saying
Buffalo would be okay to drop back because they still have a couple there, and I think they'd be okay with that.
Yeah, this is the ideal trade back scenario. You got 3 guys that you grade pretty closely, so you just trade back, pick up capital, and then pick one of the guys that you like. Maybe it's not your pick of the 3, but you still like all 3. That's kind of how I feel about the Ravens right now. Like, there's a bunch of guys I'm pretty comfortable with, but no one I need to grasp at, right? So
Dallas is trying to trade out again. That's what they're saying.
damn,
We're not
Dallas
going to get anybody in the first round.
Oh,
I like the. I
man.
mean, most of the time I'm like getting picks, but at some point it's like pick somebody that can help. You know, we're going to end up taking like a second-tier linebacker and a running back.
Why am I getting so much joy out of seeing Jason's anguish?
Because I'm usually on here like in a pretty decent mood to do this, but
That's because Jerry Jones is going to trade back until he gets the green light from his team to take that kid that ran the fastest 40.
Mm-hmm.
he's an option quarterback. That's what he said this week. Folksy quotes backed by baseless confidence.
I love this. All right. Well, we're almost there. So you thinking Kool-Aid is I think Cole, you're going with Kool-Aid as your prediction. Is that correct?
No, I think it's going to be DeJean if he gets there.
Okay.
Well, I so hope you're right.
I'm thinking like I feel like the Chiefs. I don't know. The Chiefs have 3 directions they could go here, and all 3 make sense.
Chiefs get DeJean. That would devastate.
Could be a corner.
me.
Could be a wide receiver, and it could be an offensive tackle. It's hard to say.
Dude, if they get DeJean,
I'm gonna be out of my mind.
Dude. He's gonna lose his mind. Not to the Chiefs. Is there any worse? Like, would you rather him gone to the Steelers than the Chiefs?
Partly because I have a sliver of respect for the Steelers.
I love that. And you just know that the Chiefs are just...
I don't have any respect for Kermit with a dad bod and Taylor Swift's side piece. Gosh.
So basically, the Bills traded back 4 spots. They upgraded pick 133 to 95 and 248 to 221. Just for if you're looking at what a Ravens trade back could look like.
What was it again? Can you say it again?
So they traded 28, 133, and 248 for 32, 95, and 221. So 3 for 3, but they upgraded 133 to 95. So they get back and they go from a 4th round comp pick to a 3rd round pick, and they upgraded 248 to 221.
Wow. To go
back 4 spots and still keep a 5th-year option.
Guy. Yeah, and still keep
But again, there's so many wide receivers in this clump that it makes sense, right? Like, and you have a couple teams picking in front of you now that don't necessarily won't have that wide receiver as the biggest. Now that they traded back, I feel like they are going to go McConkey. That makes a ton of sense. Like, that really does.
Yeah, I think McConkey would be a really nice fit for them. But
gosh, dang it, I hate this waiting.
They went to commercial on you too, Jimbo.
Dude, I'm getting sick over here.
Don't
do it, dude. I'll get sick.
We don't need to add that content to the show too.
If you get sick, I'm gonna get sick, and I don't want that. Okay.
My poor little son today has had a fever. Poor guy.
Oh, yeah, it's the worst.
Going through it, dude.
Hey, when does the first running back go?
Tomorrow.
I know not today, but I know. I mean, I just. I know not
late
today,
second
but
round.
is it late second? Okay.
I think
Hey,
so.
you give me a question, I'll answer it.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Let's see here.
I gotta talk about something for 10 seconds other than this because I take my head off this.
Go for it.
Dude, did Ryan Garcia beat the crap out of Devin Haney or what?
Dude, embarrassed the guy, bro. Like, whoo!
Wow.
And people were wondering what was the mental state of Ryan Garcia after some kind of strange behavior coming out, but he absolutely dominated the guy.
I still don't think everyone is now talking about how he would have beat Tank if he wasn't dehydrated. I still don't think that's the case, only because
I think this just makes Tank look that much better.
Yeah.
Casey's pick just leaked.
Oh,
I've already seen it. Like,
damn it all! Damn it all! I hate your faces right now. Not. I don't mean I hate your face, but like the reactions. I'm like, God, I don't know how to read it. I'm trying to read it.
Don't give it away. Make him sweat, boys. Make him sweat.
Yeah.
Give him nothing. Give him nothing.
That's Schefter. Get off the TV. I'm gonna kick you.
I know.
In the mouth.
I wish they would speed
cares.
this shit up. I mean, I get it. You know, it's impressive that they turned
this needs to end at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, like
11 for y'all. Like 3 hours is enough to get through this whole thing.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It's the bullshit is the first 10 picks where they make teams take the clock so that they can do the draft coverage. Because that's what it is. Like Chicago was on the clock for 10 minutes. They told us 2 weeks ago they were taking Caleb Williams. Like,
yeah, it's nonsense. Absolutely nonsense.
You basically have your choice of Kool-Aid, Cooper, and Wiggins. So they're going corner. That's my prediction.
Wow. I'm not mad about it though. Not mad at all.
No, it's just like it's like when the Ravens took Marlon Humphrey, right? It was
well, that it wasn't even a need then, though.
No, because it was like a soft need, right? Like it was like we knew we needed one next year. They had Jimmy, Brandon Carr, and they had a slot.
Oh, do you remember Brandon Carr? How slow he was when he was here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a solid year though, bro.
So like, and it's like they have 3 starters, right? So it's like it's a corner's a position that rotates in, and they do need a corner next year. So it makes some sense.
I'm getting excited about what a DeJean, Kyle Hamilton defense with those two.
See, that's fun.
Guys.
That's
dude, this dad, shout out to this dad. He's not on the stage to get cookies, dude. He's like, hell yeah, I gave my son my kidney. What do you expect, dummy?
Did he? I'm not even able to listen to what's going on.
Well, they're talking about how he gave that's his son, and his dad gave him the kidney transplant. And everyone. He's like, Roger Goodell's looking over him like, and he's like, yeah.
Well, I know it's easier to say that. It's like everybody says, I'd run into a burning building. I'd jump.
Dude, you would give your son your kidney. A kidney, Glenn? You're still living.
I understand it, but I'm just saying that you're giving an organ away. Like this isn't like you're giving them like. I mean, let's not act like that's a small thing. You're talking about an organ.
Dude.
I'm just saying.
Did you guys see it?
Xavier Worthy.
That is.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the fast kid?
Yeah, he runs a 4.2.
Yeah, good. They
got Hollywood Brown and a guy that runs 4.2.
That's okay with me.
Jesus. And a guy that can.
That's okay.
It's gonna make things a little easier for Travis Kelce.
No, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna matter, dude. They're gonna get beat up by the Chargers, and Greg Roman's off. They're never gonna get on the field.
Oh, the pick is in, Dallas. Don't look. Sweat it out. Sweat it out with us, Jason. Don't do it. He's looking.
I already did. I had to look.
Oh no!
All right, you can tell us this one.
It's Guyton.
Are you happy?
I mean that's what I expected. So. It's what I put in the mock.
Hey,
you got it right. Okay,
got that one right.
Got that one.
This one drilled. Well, I'm at 44. Up until the Worthy pick, I was like one of 4 that had all the first round names, and there's like 120 something. But this one dude is clearing up. Like he's got a 58, which is one off the record with 3 picks left to go.
Damn.
Jeez.
Jason Boris Times News.
I thought his name was Mel Kiper.
No, Mel doesn't do these and get scored on it.
I thought I saw the year you won. I thought I saw his name on the list somewhere.
No, I don't remember. I think he does. Like, I think they score his top 100. I don't know that he enters it. Maybe somebody enters it for him. Okay. Schrager's up there too, but all he does is have people call him and tell him who they're going to pick.
Well, DK goes with Wiggins. Is his prediction, which is
DK hates DeJean.
Well, he's not the biggest fan, but I will say Daniel Jeremiah picked Nate Wiggins in his final mock. So it's not like DK's alone in this prediction.
Nate Wiggins ran a 4.28. I didn't know that.
Woo! He's got burners. Now DK or Brad, he goes with Kool-Aid.
Nate Wiggins isn't even 21 years old yet. That's crazy.
They like those young guys. Oh, that makes me think it might be Wiggins, Jimbo. You know the Ravens love.
I mean, Kool-Aid just turned 21, so it's not like, and Kool-Aid is 21 and a half.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I think Kool-Aid's a year older, but that's young he's the youngest corner in this draft.
Well, any chance they go outside of DB? Any chance now?
I feel like a receiver is the only other thing I could really think of where they reach at tackle. But
so
I keep getting told it's a corner. So I mean,
I'm struggling to put words together right now.
If you look at the way Brugler has them stacked, he's got Wiggins 3rd, DeJean 4th, and Kool-Aid 5th.
Dude, let me just say this. This is like Kyle Hamilton, like on plus.
Yeah.
This guy's the number 8 rated guy in the entire draft. The Ravens could get him at freaking 30.
Talking about DeJean?
Yeah, he's number 8 on PFF's big board, which, I mean, I know that nobody doesn't always agree with.
DK is convinced he's a safety because apparently he's not fast enough. Is that what you're saying, DK?
What did he run? No, I think it's his short area quickness is the question, not his
He's
top
stiff.
hips.
Yeah, he's got stiff hips.
No.
It's his hips. Look, DK said it's his hips. He's not a salsa dancer, Jimbo.
Basketball players in the country. You're going to talk about his hips? That's
his
BS.
hips look pretty good on
They
the
used to say
court.
that about Marlon Humphrey. That was the whole thing.
BS,
He was too stiff.
No way. No friggin' way.
What's the ball skills like for him, Cole?
I didn't study him in depth.
No. How about you, Jason? You know his ball. What's ball skills looking like for Cooper DeJean?
What do you think, Glenn?
Well, I mean, I can go. I wouldn't know nearly as good as these guys. I would say that.
Yeah, 2022, 5 picks. 2023,
3 of them, right?
He had 2, so 7 for his career. But
20 pass deflections in 2 years and 7 interceptions. I suggest it's good.
Yeah. And then he's your punt returner day one because he had the punt return for the touchdown.
Man, I hope the Ravens buy in, dude.
Oh man, we're here. We finally got here, ladies and gentlemen. We're at pick 30. The Ravens are on the clock.
You know what? When the Ravens pick him, DK, I'm getting a shirt made and I'm getting it sent to you. It says it's his hips, and you better wear it.
Oh man, the pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. So just to recap, Brad says it's Kool-Aid. Jimmy says it's DeJean. Wiggins is for DK. And then, all right, Jason and Cole, final guess. Who they taking?
DeJean.
I think Cooper, yeah.
Man,
no.
I'm going Wiggins with DK. I'm going Wiggins. I heard young. I heard super fast. No, I want DeJean. I want DeJean, but yeah, I do. I do, actually. DeJean? Okay, and you're staying up really late tonight, I'm learning. It's good news.
Tomorrow should be a holiday anyway.
It should.
I agree, dude. I got to work.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh,
I was like, I'm preparing this time.
I should have scheduled off. It was a mistake.
I don't think I'll be doing the day 2 mock though this time.
No,
I usually stay up super late trying to do that. We'll find out, but dude, I'm on fumes for this week.
All right, I got it.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Lock it in.
Don't do it. I'm not even looking at you.
Nope, I'm not looking at the screen. I refuse.
Oh, hold up. Ozzy looks jovial. Look at Bishotti. They're cutting it up. They're giggling. I like the reaction in the locker.
That's what happens when you get Kool-Aid.
You can see their board in the background,
damn
Jimbo.
Did you really just do that, Jason?
You can see their board, Jimbo.
Dude, let's zoom in and see what they got.
Yeah, let's zoom in. Let's screenshot it, and let's zoom in and steal all their info. All right, here we go. Pick is in. I'm kind of
It's
interested to see what San
Kool-Aid.
Fran does. Huh? Let me see. Pick is in. It'd be interesting what San Fran does at that loaded roster. What do they think is
It's gonna be freaking Wiggins.
Their biggest area? If it's Wiggins, don't be upset about Wiggins.
Wiggins is good.
Yeah, Wiggins is good, bro.
Yeah, show me the Cadillac and then sell me the not Cadillac.
Dang, dude.
If you want to compare ball skills, in the last 2 years, Wiggins has 27 pass breakups.
Woo!
Okay, so it sounds like we drafted
How many
Wiggins.
picks? How many picks?
3.
I like that.
He led. Oh wait,
49ers will take Cooper. They'll make the right decision.
Yeah. That's him.
Why is he there?
What do you mean, why is he there? He's his opinion is very valued. He was the GM here for all these years.
What's that?
General manager. He ran the whole team. Man, I tell you what, I hate to say it, Jimbo, but just judging by how much information Cole now knows about Wiggins,
Cole.
that doesn't help you.
Killing me, Smalls.
you just asked.
That doesn't help you, Jimmy. It doesn't help you. I still don't know any details, but
I really hope you're trolling you.
All right, here we go.
Cole's
Here we
looking
go.
at the beast. He's right there above Cooper DeJean.
That's it. Yeah, I literally just scrolled up because I was like, I wonder what his on-ball production was.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Glenn asked.
Yeah, he literally has Wiggins 24 and DeJean 25. That's funny.
Jimbo, let me know when you know because it's been announced on my television.
Damn it all.
Dude, stop it. Stop doing that.
Looking like a goofball.
Whoa, she's about to have a wardrobe malfunction on live television. All right, let me take a look at what this guy, Nate Wiggins, is about, guys. All right, tell me.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want right there. Money in the bank.
Stop it. Convince Jimmy that this is a great pick, guys. Please, somebody tell him.
I mean, he's as fluid and as fast as any cornerback you're going to find in this draft. Yeah. He is probably the best cover corner, I would say, in this draft in terms of pure coverage skills. His issue is his physicality. He's not he's not that typical Raven where he's going like I compare him to who's Andrew Booth that came out of Clemson a couple years ago, who was kind of the opposite. He was physical as all hell, but didn't have quite the same types of physicality. But in terms of, just fluidity and quickness, like he's going to be a lockdown corner in terms of his coverage skills.
Get him in a strength and conditioning program. He'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you is this good value, guy? Jason, when you look at your mock, is this a good value for the Ravens?
Yeah, I had him at 23. Again, Chargers in a projected trade, but I would have had him there for Minnesota too. So yeah,
what on your big board?
My board, I had him slightly lower because of the size, because I don't know, but I had him as a 1-2, so he's in that range. So same thing with Cooper. I had them all in a cluster, really.
Okay.
Homegirl needs to get off the TV already.
Dude, she was spilling out of her dress.
The TV.
Dude. That thing is dangerously low cut.
My goodness.
But look, I mean, it's a guy who, as you can see on the screen here. Oh, well, actually, DK put that's cool.
Dude, my dog can feel how angry I am, and he's going up the stairs right now.
Is this? I see that it says he's got a slender build and it showed up in his run defense, but he did improve there in 2023, which tells me that if, like Jason mentioned, you get this guy in a professional strength and conditioning program, you get this guy working as a full-time football player, not, I mean, I'm sure he had to do some school work.
Doubtful.
Well, I'm just saying this guy could put on the necessary weight if he has the want to improve his physicality. I like hearing that this is the best cover corner in the draft. Are you kidding me? When you see what the Chiefs are going to be running out there, I mean, you just heard what they added to that room. I want a guy that can turn and run, has 4.2 speed, has crazy length at corner. I mean, this guy has really got good arm length. He can turn and run. He's confident man in zone. I like this pick, Jimbo. I'm not going to let you pee in my Cheerios.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm happy. I'm okay with it. It's a good pick. I'm not arguing with the value of the pick. I just am bummed that I didn't get my guy because I thought he was born and bred to be a Raven. Like, he just plays like a Raven to me. And this, I don't know. I haven't done a ton on this kid because honestly, a ton of the mocks I did, he wasn't available there. So obviously it's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about the weakening of the conference in which he played in. I mean, who did Clemson play last year? Like, in the past million years, not million years, in the past few years, who has Clemson played? I don't know. I haven't looked in their schedule either, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
He's down. Yeah.
We got to wait and see, I guess, is where I'm at. I have no other analysis on this kid.
Study up on him.
Study up. It's going to be time to certainly pull up the tape and learn as much as we can about.
But I think it's good that none of our mocks, Glenn, even had him available. I think that's good.
Yeah, none of them. None of my mocks had Wiggins drop that low. So that's got to, that feels a little good. But any last words, Cole? I'm going to let you both get out of here. Any last words on Nate Wiggins?
My big criticism here is I just wouldn't have traded Morgan Moses when they did. It goes against the way the Ravens usually handle free agency. Usually they use free agency to make sure they have a acceptable starter at most positions so that they can go BPA in the draft. And that kind of speaks to this, right? Because Wiggins on most people's big boards was the best player available. Like, that's just, the reality, plus or minus a few spots. But they're just in a position where Daniel Falele or Patrick McCurry are your penciled in right tackles. It's just, I would feel a lot more confident if Morgan Moses was still here. And I just don't think the $5.5 million cap savings was worth being in this position. So the Ravens still have 8 picks. So, I mean, it's not that they're not going to bring in competition, but it's just, you now put yourself in a box as the picks move on where you're going to have to
kind of stacking the deck a little bit.
This is where, maybe they look at a position where it's like, let's, give up a 4th and move up in the 2nd and, try and grab maybe Kingsley Swamatea slips a little bit. And that's who they bring in to compete. But I just would have kept Moses a little bit longer. I would have liked to have had him here as my backup plan. That's basically it.
Yeah, no, I said it when it happened. I agree. I think it was a strange decision because the cap savings wasn't very much, and he, even though he had a torn pec, he was a solid middle of the road right tackle with a torn pec, which is just insane. But Cole, thanks so much for spending so much time with us. We'll let you run, get some sleep, and get you ready for day 2 tomorrow. Big day tomorrow for the Ravens. Got to get a tackle.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it. Good chatting with you, and have a good night. Everybody get some sleep.
See you later, Cole. All right, Jason. Got to get your last words. Did you have it all? Any point in your mocks have the Ravens going anything other than offensive line?
No, I mean, I considered the corner aspect of it. I think that was certainly within play, depending on how the board was going to fall. Mm-hmm. I'd have to double check. I think I had them tackle every single one. Certainly the last one with Mims, and then I think I had Latham, and I had who did I have him in the last one? Jordan Morgan. So it was tackle the whole way. But as we saw, both of those guys, and actually, all 3 of them went before the pick. Which again, we'll have to go back and see what the end number is on these tackles for the draft is in the first round, but we saw a lot of them go.
Yeah, I think we broke it wasn't 7 the record before. I think 8 might have went tonight, didn't they?
I think it was 7. Wow, that's the pick. Okay.
Yeah, so they go Ricky Pierce. I mean,
that's the shocker of the night. Great player though.
Yeah, obviously they have to consider what's next after Brandon Ayuk if they can't get a contract nailed down. And look, this guy's highlight reel is something else. He made a catch in college that I didn't think was possible. And he took a massive hit and hung onto the ball while doing so. I'm sure we'll see it in his highlight reels, but that shocks me. So, man, Cooper DeJean is really going to fall completely out of the first round?
It's wild.
I mean, wow.
I just want to reiterate that I don't hate Wiggins. I don't know much about him because he's never available in the pick. I just really liked my guy. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him go 34 to New England. But
that
Jason,
pick right there, Glenn. Holy crap!
Yeah. Oh, they traded again. The Bills trading out to Carol. So hold on. Carolina is trading up one pick. Is this just to get the 5th-year option, or is this to leapfrog someone?
It has to be. No, I mean Carolina's 33.
That's what I'm saying.
Buffalo was picking 32, so
the only thing I could say is if someone was trying to get to 32, to leapfrog, and they had to do it ahead of them.
Yeah, that would be the case then.
But what do you think Carolina's going for here? Quarterback?
No, they just took Bryce Young last year.
Bryce Young. So what are they jumping?
Your guy Leggett.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might go for Cooper. Like I had them looking at corner. Like that Wiggins was who I had when I did the mock that actually got them into it. The 2 and 3 round mock was Wiggins for me.
And they got a stud at corner though, right? Horn Jr. Isn't he there?
He's been hurt. He's been hurt though.
Yeah, he has been banged up.
I don't know. I usually don't kind of live in the rosters for the teams that don't pick in the first round. It's kind of, right. But I had corner as their need, at least early.
Golly day.
We still got some corner
or also center. That they might need a center.
Oh, because they lost Bozeman.
Could be JPJ or maybe there we go Zach Frazier. I don't know.
No, it's a good
point.
I mean,
it's possible there.
Last question here, Jason. We'll let you get out of here. Thank you again, by the way, for spending
thanks for having me on.
Of time. Certainly appreciate every time you come on here. But what's your list now? At we turn our page to the second round. Who's left that could, at least in theory, if they put it together, be a week 1 starter at right tackle that's still available in the draft?
Right tackle. So Kingsley's still there. Rosengarten, like Cole mentioned, I think he could start. And then we mentioned kind of going down the board, Blake Fisher, more probably late 2. So like, I don't recall what the next pick for the Ravens
63.
is. Yes. So right there would be good for Blake Fisher. Caden Wallace, I just missed putting him in my top 100, but I wouldn't mind taking him at 93. I think he's a very high floor player. Could bring him in and he could start right away. I don't know that he flips to left. We'd have to wait and see on that. But yeah, there's still certainly some options there. And then you have, there's a couple of other guys, Christian Jones from Texas, who I kind of had a little bit higher early than I was, kind of thinking he was probably more 3rd, 4th round guy. So at either 93 or 113, that would be a good pick. And so like, those are probably the top names on the list. But again, like you don't have to take somebody at 62 at tackle. I think especially with the right tackles, you should be good. I feel like though, I feel like the ones that will probably be gone, Kingsley probably will be gone. Rosengarten will probably be gone. After that, it's kind of the projections are kind of all over the map.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Jason, thank you again for joining us. We'll let you get some sleep, and hopefully we'll talk in the very near future.
No, thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
NFLDraftPikes.com.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yes,
if you guys haven't checked it out, please do. Big boards there, talking to the champ right here.
Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks again, Jason. We'll talk soon, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. So, Jimbo, let me
I gotta recover, dude. I'm like,
dude, I can't believe it, dude. Every year now when we draft somebody, you hate our first round pick. You hated Oweh last year.
No, I love Zay, dude.
Last year. That's right. You did love Zay. Okay. But it seemed, okay. Yeah, that's fair. You did love the heck out of some Zay. But that's only because you called it, I think.
And I think we both like Kyle Hamilton. No, I like Zay because he's a small dude.
True.
Like that.
That's true. That's always.
I think we both like Kyle because the value is just insane.
Well, look, he's being called undersized, but I will say Nate Wiggins is 6'2", with great length. So if he does fill out this frame that he has, and you add that with 4.2 speed, you're talking. I mean, just think of the ceiling that this guy could have if he can fill out. If he can, because it seemingly has the want to. Because what I'm seeing here is that he did get better in 2023 as in run support. So that tells me because that's the biggest thing. If the guy has the want to and has the attitude to put his nose in there and help out, then he can always gain muscle and put on weight as he furthers his career. The biggest thing is, does he have the want to?
Right. No, you're not wrong. That's what it'll come down to. I mean, a lot of people were talking in the chat about some of his games against Marvin Harrison and or his game against Marvin Harrison, how well he did. And then they're mentioning someone else. And look, I obviously want it to work out. He's a Raven, so he's part of my tribe at this point. So let's go. I'm looking forward to it.
Look who they took, dude.
I know. I saw that. I just can't find my stinking. Oh, geez. Hold on 1 second.
Xavier Leggett, dude. Hey, you know what that means? I won the mock draft.
Wait, why did you win?
Because my guy at least got taken in the first round. Your guy's still sitting on the board, brother.
Since when was that? You're just making up rules as they go?
I'm just saying.
DK is waving that one, dude.
My guy.
DK is waving that one off.
Hold on. And hold up. Where's the guy in the chat that said Keon Coleman was so much better than Leggett? Who was that guy? He was in here all the time the last couple of weeks. Where is he now? My guy was picked before your guy. But look at this. Jamal Hooper says that Wiggins locked down Leggett and locked down Keon Coleman. Okay.
Look, I got to do more research and look into this kid, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I think we need a corner. If he's the best cover corner, like Cole says, I guess I gotta trust his opinion. I hope he gets a little stronger, doesn't lose the speed. Obviously, as he gets stronger, he shouldn't. And
afford to lose a little bit at that speed. Holy smokes!
Yeah,
I love that he's a fluid athlete too, man. Because it's not just because sometimes those straight line 40-yard dashes can be deceiving because these guys are never running in a perfectly straight line. You know what I mean? So it's like you need to be fluid and you need to be able to, to certainly be able to move those hips. It's something that DeJean was his
apparently
hips
not
were the
able
question,
to do.
dude. The hips don't lie, brother. You know what Shakira said? She ain't never wrong. My man is devastated, dude. At least I wasn't as in love with him, but as you were with DeJean. But the first round is over.
Yeah, 4 hours in.
I think 4 hours in is about as long as we got. But guys, we will be back. Certainly covering Wiggins and getting a good breakdown of him. I'm going to reach out and see if I can get somebody to come on that has a little bit more in-depth, intimate knowledge about what this guy can bring to the Ravens.
That we had on before, I think.
Okay, so we'll reach back out to our connect and see if we can get him on here that has a little bit more knowledge on it. And also we got multiple picks next tomorrow, so we'll certainly be back covering those guys and we'll be welcoming these new Ravens to the flock. But thank you guys.
Weekend.
Yeah, busy weekend, and certainly appreciate the time of Evan Washburn, who opened the show with us and spent some time. That was awesome to see. Cole Jackson of Road Graders spent a ton of time with us, so certainly thankful for Cole and his time. And then Jason Pruett of Draftplex spent about 2.5 hours with us. I mean, holy smokes, appreciate everything he always does for us. But thank you guys for joining us as well and hanging out in the chat, being active in the chat, putting your opinions out there. Absolutely love to see it. Thank you to DK and Brad hanging out the whole show and helping us out in the back end. Certainly appreciate it. And Jimmy, I know sleep is super important to you right now, and so I appreciate you giving up some of that sleep and spending time with us.
Yeah, for sure. Wouldn't be anywhere else. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you.